Hello everyone. Hope you well. Karibuni sana to our show. Starting a little bit late, but it is not late. The show had started a little earlier, and it what happened is that guys, I think at some point decided to go to sleep. So some of the other guys were not able to come in and you know enjoy the show as we usually do. So we are here to take care of those guys who probably had interests and they had something to share and they didn't get an opportunity to share or to talk. Yeah, and of course, the topic of discussion today was about the promise that the deputy president has given to Western people. And indeed, is it valid? Is it genuine? Is it something that can be practical in this time and there? So I want to invite at least those who could have an opportunity to come in kuingia hapa ili tuweze kuongea kidogo. I can see what name is that? That name is interesting. Dusk Matter. Dusk Matter. Dusk Matter. How are you? If you can, I've shared the link there. Come on, I can see someone else there. That is Paulina Msigwa. Paulina Msigwa, how are you? How are you? We can come on so that we can have our discourse discussion around what is happening. I mean, there's a tell us where you're listening to us from. I know there's several people that wanted to come and share. Can see several people are still coming on. Yeah. I can see Paulina Msigwa. Tell me where you are listening to us from, so that we can how do people join the Real Talk table. Oh, yeah, you can just click on the link right there, the link that I've just shared. That link, you just click on it, you'll find yourself in the studio up here. That link, let me share it again. If you just click on that link, you will find yourself in the studio. So I can come. Yeah, there you are. Yeah, just share. The link is right there. Just click on it, and then you'll come up here. And then Brenda Ruth, how do people join the real table? Click on the link, and then you find yourself up here. James Dial, of course, yes, with 100. 0% from Azimio. Oh, so you're saying that there's nothing from Azimio, so it's with 0% from Azimio, there'll be nothing. I mean, that's assured. You think it's assured what Kenya Kwanza is promising the Western guys, the 30%. You think it's practicable? If you think it's practicable, kuja useme, kuja uongea hapa tusikie kama unafikiria it's practicable. Yeah, if you think it's practicable, there's a link there. Just watching from Ottawa, Canada, Belinda C. Sawani, watching from Ottawa, Canada. Yeah, tell us where you're watching from so that we can hear from you, Ruth. Thank you. I'll just yap huku. Tapiga kelele huko chini ya. That's okay. Piga kelele hapo chini so that we'll get to read. We'll get to read hata kama ukiyapa hapo chini. Yeah, whatever it is that you wanna say, tell us where you're listening to us from so that we can have a chat. Come over to the studio if you can. We have a chat. I can see Duke Mose today. How are you, bro?
I'm good. How you doing?
I'm doing good. Wewe kila siku pale chini unanipiga sana.
Mimi sio mtu wa hapa bana. Mimi ni mtu wa kule chini bana.
Kumbe when you come up here unakaa mtu mngwana sana. Ni hapo chini unakuwa na Levi Robinson.
No,
Hi Pemba, how are you? Love this conversation. Watching live from New York City. Levi Robinson, thank you so much. Thank you so much for your love for the show. Duke Mose, habari gani bwana?
salama bana. What's up, Temba?
Eh, I'm good man. Nasikia tu pale chini, wewe unanigonga tu, nasema na huyu Duke Mose bwana, kwani iko nini? Kwani nilikosea yeye wapi?
I have to make sure things are going on the right way.
Yeah. That's a good thing. That's a good thing, man. It's a. Sometimes you keep the conversation going, which is a good thing.
Kabisa.
Unakuja unasema Themba wewe, kwa nini mpaka anasema
Nakuja nalemewa na watu wa Yuda bana.
Unajua watu wa UDA ni watu wetu, we like them. Saa zingine mnasema tio sijui tunawagonga sana but we
Iko
like
jamaa
them.
moja anaitwa Duke Mariba bwana, anasumbua.
Yeah, Duke ni jamaa mzuri. Anasimama kidete na vile UDA inataka.
Shida yake moja, hasomi constitution.
Hawasomi constitution, hawapendi kusoma constitution. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Yeah, kama huko chini and you want to come and join Duke. Oh, he's your namesake actually.
And that's why I always have to make sure people don't mix up, might be thinking it's the same person. I'm not in UDA, man.
Hata naona kweli hata wewe aukai kama yeye kabisa, ukai kama yeye kabisa. Sasa unaona leo wame promise watu wa Western ya kwamba watawapatia 30%. Unaona hiyo kitu itawezekana kweli?
Alafu Central watapatiwa nini?
Sasa ninashangaa Central sasa wakisema hiyo 30% ikienda Western peke yake.
Okay. Let's look at it this way. If Ruto takes 40%, and then Western takes 30%, Central takes 30%, hao watu wengine bwana watakuwa wapi? wanasema Yuda iko kila mahali.
Alafu unajua saizi hakuna coalition inaitwa Kenya Kwanza. Unajua ni UDA.
Ni UDA. Kwa sababu ndio hiyo sasa ndio wamekarangwa huko wakina Mudavadi hawajui.
Ile ni UDA sasa, hakuna kitu inaitwa Kenya Kwanza hapo. Yaani ile ni UDA inachukua kila kitu. Inachukua
sasa.
Unaona hao ndio umesikia wapi Ford Kenya wamefanya inaitwa nini? Inaitwa nomination. Umesikia wamefanya nomination wapi?
Sasa huyo mzee wa ugali soza atasaidika aje?
Unajua hata sijui kama kuna mtu anajua mahali Ford Kenya wamefanya nomination. Ile nomination niliona imefanyika so loudly ni ya UDA. In fact zile zilifanyika nomination so loudly ni UDA, ODM, hizo parties zingine, Jubilee walifanya at least walipatiana direct certificates. Ford Kenya kwa hiyo
hakukuwa na nomination kule Yuda, ile ilikuwa PR bana. Nomination ya Yuda imefanyika Nandi Hills peke yake. Hakuna mahali ingine nomination imefanyika.
Umesikia hata nomination yote imefanyika inaitwa nini? Inaitwa cost. Hata ya UDA imefanyika cost.
Huko hawezi fika kule kuna wenyewe bana.
Sijasikia mimi hata ninashangaa, kwani hii Yuda Ndeto.
What's up Ndeto?
Vipi watu wangu bwana?
Poa, niaje.
Wewe dupu uliharibu maneno bwana.
Jana niliambia wewe bwana, punguza hiyo kelele. Hao watu wanaogopa wewe.
Nini mtoto mzuri?
Hata nafikiri unataka kupigana bwana.
Leo ulifanya nini wewe? Leo nilikusikia. Leo ulikuja na uchokozi, ukachokoza watu wakaanza kupotea bwana.
Mimi nilikuwa kule jini nikasikia kuna jamaa.
Duke alifanya nini Ndeto?
Niko na story mingi nitakwambia on the sideline, acha nisimshtaki.
Ile jamaa nyingine, sio mimi, ni ile Ndeto mwingine.
Wewe hakuna Ndeto, ilikuwa wewe.
Duke, unajua si Duke huyu, ilikuwa Duke huyu ama ni ule Duke mwingine? Unajua Duke
kwa mwingine, ni ule Duke mwingine. Unajua nilikuwa nasikiza kwa simu.
Ni ile jamaa nyingine.
Nilikuwa nasikiza kwa earphones.
Kuna jamaa anaitwa Ibn Yusuf anasema kwamba UDA ilifanya cost nomination. Hakuna cost nomination ya UDA ilifanyika bana. Tuambie ni nani alichaguliwa. Walitapatiana direct nomination huko bana.
Jana Demba kuna jamaa anaitwa Tuya. Tuya amesema kuwa Nyamira wanachukua chini constituency ngapi. So nimemuuliza aseme hizo constituency ni gani kule Nyamira, hata ajui ni gani na ungelelea, you know. I was like nikamuuliza kama anatoka. I know Alex comes from Dutu Mazaba. Na ile ni ODM. Hata ile jamaa yuko pale, yule Shadrack alipita katikati ile ya Kalonzo. You know what happened?
Hey, Duke, kwa nini mnasumbua Kalonzo? Asimwache Kalonzo tu akae pale yuko.
Kwende na huko, kwani nani anapembeleza punda kwa mteremko hapa?
Wewe unajua nani alisema nini leo juu ya Kalonzo? Anaitwa Mudhama.
Amesema nini?
Mudhama alisema ya kwamba nyinyi mwache kusumbua Kalonzo. Kalonzo mkimsumbua hivyo sana, atakuja achukue Kalonzo, ambebe kwa mgongo, ampeleke kwa Kenya Kwanza, kwa UDA. Anasema ya kwamba Kalonzo ni Mkamba. Na Mkamba lazima alindwe.
Angekuja jana, amechelewa.
Sasa kulikuwa na hiyo
si kama umeona Ngiru akupiga yeye mzomo pale.
Kulikuwa na hiyo meeting ya Azimio Ncec. Sasa kama kulikuwa na agreement Kalonzo apewe hiyo kiti. Kwa nini? Yaani yeye hawezi ona kwa nini wakaenda kuanzisha kamiti nyingine ya kusaidia presidential candidate kuchagua deputy.
Haezi wale wanapai time kidogo tu ndio aziweze kutoka.
Richi Makiadi Mobimba Mokulu Mobimba.
Nani alipeana ruhusa studio ifungwe kabla tuingie?
Mimi hata
nani alipeana hiyo ruhusa?
Haiwezekani, hatufanyangi hivyo.
Huyu jamaa alikuwa na moderate leo.
Alex, wewe ndio ulisema studio ifungwe kabla hatujakuja hapa.
Alipanda mlima akabaki peke yake. Alex alijaribu. Thank you, Alex.
How can you do that to us?
Mimi natoka mahali nilikuwa nimeenda natafuta kwa YouTube the whole afternoon bana. Hii watu almost 5 hours bana.
Sema Alex.
Alex bana. Unajaribu hapo. Vipi? Hata nikakupigia simu ukakosa kushika. Na by the way, Alex, usiposhika simu yangu tena tutakosana.
Sasa unajua yaani jamaa alikuwa so smooth.
Beni Nyagaka alimwambia alikuwa so smooth.
Alimwambia alikuwa so smooth, so smooth, lazima ingeisha.
Alex nikasema Alex, kwani unakubali aje studio ifungwe? Na bado
unajua mimi nilishtuka, ananiambia, unajua alisema vizuri, alisema hivi.
Alex, angalia nini yako internet kidogo. Unaongea uko kwa mtungi.
Hapana sio.
Endelea.
No, jamaa alisema all of a sudden, alisema it is 12 a.m. I'm so tired.
Lakini alikuwa amebaki peke yake, nilimwangalia mpaka akabaki peke yake, alibaki na
mtu akibaki peke yake afungi studio.
Amefanya kazi safi leo pande ya masaa.
Haikuagi namna hiyo bana. Hii studio inafungwa, iko mtu anajulikana kazi yake ni kufunga studio.
Demba kama amekupatia 5 minutes. Ukicomplain alikuwa anakuuliza unataka ngapi? Alafu pia wazee wa Yuda wamesherekea leo wakisema amekuwa moderator wa Yuda.
Na amewakalia, walimkalia leo watu wa kina Yuda. Walimkalia, unajua nilikuwa nasikiza tu kutoka mbali.
Haya Duke, wacha tuanze na wewe. Butoa maoni yako bwana. Hiyo 30% unafikiria ni kitu ambayo inawezekana ama haiwezekani? Alafu useme hiyo kitu ya, unajua pia nani Ruto pia ameambiwa na Matiangi hata yeye ni deep state, aache kuita watu wengine deep state. Haya, comment kwa hizo, alafu tuendelee na mjadala hapa na kina Mato tuchape. Julia, tunakungoja. Unajua kuna watu ambao wanajulikana ndio watu wa kufunga studio. Makiadi hata wewe ndio kunajuanga watu wa kufunga studio.
Unajua Demba, mimi
kuna Makiadi, kuna Julia.
Kuna kitu moja mimi huwa sipendi. Mimi sipendi mtu anafanya watu kama watoto. Haiko realistic. Juzi walikuwa wanaambia Mudavadi watapewa 40%. Sasa imeteremka imekuwa 30%. Sasa hiyo 30% wanatuambia au watu wengine watapata nini? Ama Ruto yeye atachukua 20%. Central atawapatia nini? Na Central ndio wanasema ndio yako huko ndani kabisa watapewa nini? So at the end of the day, huyo amekuwa mtu wa kupromise tu vitu ambazo haziko. Hakuna kitu moja amei kusema ikafanyika. Niambie ni gani amei kusema? Kutoka stadiums, kutoka laptops, kutoka nini, sijui nini, barabara tutatengeneza. Hii tumetengeneza, hii tumefanya. Nini ameifanya inaonekana. So hizo vitu zote anaambia watu nawapatia 50 million, sio nawapatia nini? Lakini Wakenya ni wajinga tu. Hawa watu wa Yuda na wanafuata tu. Unajua ni kama kule nyumbani kondoo zikiwa zinafuatana, uweke mti hivi moja iruke, alafu toe, sote zitakuja kama zinaruka na hakuna hiyo mti. Sasa watu wa Yuda wako hivyo. Hawa watu wa Yuda wako hivyo. Yeye mwenyewe anasema ako ndani ya hiyo deep state. Na ni nini analia? Wanasema kura ya uhuru ni moja, mbona wanalia? Wanafaa watulie, tuone venye inakuwa. So, tutaendelea baadaye. Tani malizia hapo nipatie wengine nafasi ya kuongea.
Sasa Duke, weka hapo. Mato.
Cheza do jamaa, which side?
Makiadi.
Nimeenda said wrong. Huyu.
Makiadi, vuto maoni yako. Tunasikia kwamba ilikuwa 40 ikashuka ikakuwa 30. By June July itakuwa 20 ama 10.
Mimi kwanza nitaanza na kucomplain kwa sababu mtu alikuja hapa akafunga studio na hata sisi hatujatoa maoni. So huyo mtu ametukosea sana. hata nilikuwa nashindwa hii jioni itaisha namna gani. So mahali popote yako wajue, afadhali awache studio kama haina mtu lakini ina run live. Sisi tutakuja tu wakati wetu kuingia. So ametuharibia jioni, lakini hatimaye umeokoa jahazi. So mi kwanza nitawasalimia nyote na wale wengine ambao wanaona. Mimi nataka kuongezea hii story ya Western sana sana. Western iko na watu ambao wanaitwa jokers, na mmoja wao ni Mudavadi. From what I remember is Mudavadi was supposed to be running for president, and the way he has deteriorated himself from a presidential candidate to a person who is angling for a CS position is still baffling, and I'm still wondering, the Mudavadi that we knew, who was always threatening us that he's going to run for president, right now is hoping to be appointed by William Ruto as a cabinet secretary for finance. And this post is a post that basically is, you know, they have to win fast. They have to win. I would have appreciated the person in the name of Musalia Mudavadi trying to, you know, go for the deputy president's slot, at least to show us that he's serious in politics. But then it looks like he has given up on the his presidential ambitions. He has given up in running mate ambition. And then right now, what he's angling for, he's trying to, you know, campaign for cabinet secretary slot of finance. And maybe tomorrow he will be telling us that he's going to be appointed permanent secretary, for that matter. Who knows what will happen next? Maybe he'll even tell us that he wants to be a CAS. So Mudavadi cannot promise the Western people something that he knows is a mirage. He himself is not even assured of his position in Kenya Kwanza Alliance. And this thing called Kenya Kwanza Alliance is just an amorphous thing. I don't think it's registered anywhere. Mudavadi amechezwa. Waluya hawana mahali ambapo wanaenda except kwa Azimio. You look at his candidates all over the country. Kuja Nairobi unakuta wote wametorokea UDA. Ile mahali tumeona nomination ikifanyika ANC ni ya MCA peke yake. So the ANC party that was once looking promising and people expected it to be a very vibrant party, you know, in the future, has been diminished both in Western, in all the Luya strongholds where we expected Mudavadi to be a serious candidate, or basically to offer serious candidate. So it's a bad thing. And I think UDA stroke Kenya Kwanza Alliance is desperate. I think they're looking at the numbers and they're basically trying to hive off a particular, you know, percentage of votes from Western Kenya so that they can try and resuscitate their dream of winning the election. Uhuru Kenyatta is going basically to start campaigning after this nomination process. And I think Uhuru's effect, whether people like him or not, or whether Central Kenya says that Uhuru has no effect, yeah, we know that he has one vote. And the reason why I'm surprised that Uhuru Kenyatta, with his one vote, when he speaks about politics, people start tumbling and fumbling. You know, people are afraid of him going to the ground. So William Ruto can waste his time in Western Kenya, but I don't think Western Kenya should be his trouble right now. He should be struggling, trying to make sure that he can assure the voters from Mount Kenya. Because I said here, and I will repeat again, if the turnout that we saw during UDA nominations is what is a yardstick for the things to come, then UDA is in trouble. So I hope that as much as they want to campaign all over the country, he needs Mount Kenya voters to come out in numbers, basically more numbers than they came out during the Jubilee election in 2017. He needs those people to come out in over 80% so that he can get a head start. He's wasting his time in Western. Busia is locked in Azimio. Kakamega is locked in Azimio. Trans Nzoia iko shida kidogo, lakini pia atapata kitu. Vihiga kwenyewe mahali ambapo Musalia Mudavadi anatoka, hata nomination yenyewe kufanyika ni shida, because even people don't trust Mudavadi in Vihiga. The last time he was there, he was telling people that he was going to run for president. Right now anakuja kuambia anapewa 30%. So I mean, you can't be serious, Mr. Musalia Mudavadi. Aya, ukienda upande wa Bungoma iko shida kidogo. Lakini ile kitu mimi nataka kumaanisha hapa ni kwamba William Ruto anahitaji kuwa na spend his time in Central Kenya. Hapo ndio mahali ambapo anatakana kutoa kura. Akienda kupoteza masaa yake Western, Waluhya wanajua kukula pesa yake. They have done it even from 2013. Waluhya wamekula pesa yake 2013, 2017. Wakati tulikuwa na repeat election ya 2017. All the IBC clerks na watu wengine walienda kulalia desk. Hakuna mtu alikuja kupiga kura. Raila aliambia watu wa Western mkae nyumbani msipige kura kwa sababu hii kura is a fraud. Hakuna mtu alitoka. So people of Western and people of Nyanza ni mashemeji. Inaitwa mashemeji dabi. These people are one. And I think William Ruto is more of an outsider to the Western people as compared to Raila. Raila has a voice. He has a voting bloc in Western. He has people that trust him. And it's going to take a very, very, very tough task for William Ruto to hive off that. So wacha kwanza nikule tano alafu nitarudi tena.
Nataka kabla ukule hiyo tano, nataka nikuulize, if this dangling of the carrot of 30%, do you think that is enough to make people vote for him? Because I think sometimes the politicians take Kenyans for a ride. When you tell someone that utakuja kumgawia government 30%, and that is just Western province, the country has, let's say, 8 regions. What will you give to cost? What will you give to Northeastern? If 30% already, na tuseme 50% imechukuliwa na watu wa UDA, that is North Rift. North Rift peke yake itachukua 50%. Now, this is how we can predict that North Rift peke yake itachukua 50%. In the last time when they wali divide, unasikia hata nani alisema, anaitwa nani, Wanjigi alisema that aliuliza the two, aliuliza the deputy president na Uhuru, akauliza kuna the gun security na finance, kila mtu lazima achukue moja. Akauliza Ruto, wewe utachukua nini? Uhuru akaulizwa akasema yeye atachukua the gun security. Ruto yeye akachukua finance. Alipochukua finance akapewa yake na akapewa 50% of the government. When he was given the 50% of the government, all the 50% of his side he gave to people from Rift Valley. So already what we know as at now is that atapatia 50% watu wa Rift Valley. Western imechukua, tuseme sasa imereduciwa imekuwa 30%. So 20% will be left for all the other parts of the country. Can you comment on that, Makiadi?
And then I want to tell you that this is a panic. These guys are in a panic mode. Why am I saying this? The first time these people went to campaign out, they said their goal or their manifesto is all about lifting the lives of watu wa chini. Hiyo kitu imekuja ikaonekana ya kwamba haisell. Wakakuja wakauzia watu maneno ya dynasty, ikaonekana haisell, especially in Western province. They have tried every effort to try and endear themselves to the Luhya community. But then it looks like every day when they come up with a new strategy, it always fails. So these people have begun to do what they told people they won't be doing, and that is talking about viti. Na hiyo inafaa kuwa dhibitisho kamili ya kwamba hawa watu message yao hairesonate vizuri na the ground ile wanaitaga ground. Now in Western Kenya we have Oparanya. He's a very, very strong candidate. He's a very he's a right hand man wa Raila. Tuko na inaitwa nini, DAP party, kina Wafula wa Munyinyi. Hawa watu hata umewaona leo wakiwa na Uhuru Kenyatta kwa hiyo NCEC. Ni watu ambao wanaaminika na voters wao. ukienda these guys akina Marende, all these leaders yenye tunawajua kutoka Western wako pande moja. Mudavadi peke yake na Sosa yake ya Wetangula ndio walifuatana na Ruto peke yao. All the MPs waliwatoroka. Nimewaona na akina the likes of this guy anaitwa nani jamaa hii alikuwa nini minister wa Ruto wa international affairs, huyu anaitwa nani, what is his name, Ababu na Mwamba. You can see the rejects wenye Ruto wanatembea nao huko. Kwa sababu gani? Kwa sababu leaders wote wa Western waliondoka. So it is a high time for Mudavadi to prove to the people ya kwamba he is a serious stakeholder in the upcoming, let me put in quotes, upcoming government ya Ruto. And this message must resonate to the people. So throwing a 30%, 30% promise to Kenyans in Western province ya kuambia kwamba tutapatiwa 30% tukishinda uchaguzi, it's just what you are calling it, dangling the carrot. Lakini will it have effect? I don't think so. Right now mimi naweza sema namna hii, watu wa kupigia baba kura washaamua ni watu fulani watapiga kura na wameamua watampigia. It will take a very 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 little portion kutoka kwa hiyo kura ya baba. People have made up their minds. Wale watu ambao saizi wanapiganiwa na politicians ni watu ambao wako katikati, watu ambao hawako wanaitangwa undecided voters, of which ninajua Western undecided voters ni wachache sana. Watu wamejua, watu wa Azimio wanajulikana, watu wa UDA wanajulikana. So wakienda kutisha watu huko na 30%, I don't think that message is going to sell, because people have already made up their minds. Hii watu ile kitu wamekosa ni agenda, and they are wasting their time in Western. Mimi nimekuambia hapa na nitarudia, Kenya Kwanza Alliance ikuje Mount Kenya, because huko ndio iko trouble. Wakati Uhuru atakuja kwa ground I don't think these people will have anywhere to run to. So mambo ya Western, they are wasting their time, and I believe moving forward you will see it.
Thank you Makiadi. Mato?
Wacha nianze na kusema unisamee Themba, nipatie tu dakika moja yenye itakuwa yangu ya contribute, alafu nita contribute hapo next. Watu wenye wako comment section tunawaona: Olo, Nasaka, Nangayame, Andrew, Mariasi. We goja, we wacha siasa.
Si ndio huyo Olo hapa namuona kwa studio. Unamuita
kwa Olo amekuja. Nilikuwa na sikuwa nimemuona. Waje nilikuwa busy huko nyuma nikiangalia nani wako huko nyuma wenye wanaongea na wataki kuingia studio. Olo, pole bro. You make the comment section.
Anafanya nini kwa comments?
Is the king of comments. By the way, Themba, we have tuko na nini, tulisema tutapatia nini award. Mi nimepropose Olo na nani na beshte yake anaitangwa huko hivyo, sijui beshte yako anaitwa nani
hata kuna wako wengi, lakini Olo ndio
sina beshte huko. Hao watu wote mnajua mazena walemea sana hadi
Olo ndio gang leader huko chini, lakini kuna watu
ndio papa yao kwa matuzi,
yeye ndio bazuu, lakini kuna nani, kuna Andrew Moriasi, kuna Gitash Day, sijui Gitash Day alienda kulala nafikiri alafu kuna Jiji.
So wacha nimalizie hizi majina nilikuwa nimesema tu. Kuna Andrew Matiasi wewe umesema, kuna Ibin, hiyo si jina siwezi sema, Yusuf, Evans Nyatuka, kuna Panda, kuna Renault Jackson, iko kitu Ochieng Dero, Belinda. Fanyeni hivi, it's easy to get into this channel, and hiyo comment section yenye mnafanyanga, just get in venye Olo ameingia. Unajua Olo wagana huko, hiyo ni sekta yake, lakini ingieni bwana, let's have a good conversation whether you're in UDA or you're not, ama you're kwenye huko tu. Na kama ukisikia Mato amekubo pia unamwambia amekubo. Anyway, now going back to what I was talking about. I have a problem. Kama unakuja kwa hii kitu yote tunajaribu, nimeanzia chini sasa nitapanda juu. Unajua mimi waga naandika vitu. So naanzia chini kupanda juu. But leo nimeanzia ya chini. When assuming me and Matiangi try to form a government, why am I so concerned?
Hebu ngoja kidogo Mato. Football fan namba 1, habari gani? Unmute, usalimie watu. Hiyo nilijua ni mtu ameamuka tu kulala amekuja.
No, amerudi, ako sawa.
Simuoni. Huyo ni mwingine. Huyo ni Hillary. Aendelea Mato.
So mi kuna kitu moja inaniumiza sana, like ukipata mtu anapigania some things, like what does someone get personally as a person if you get dockets? And that's I think is something we need to talk about our Kenyan politics, because when you're going there now, if assuming Themba or Matiangi was the president and I come in and I'm saying I want to get these dockets and these dockets, I want to get the finance docket, I want to get you give me this docket. Obviously I'm not the one running those dockets, it's somebody of my political affiliation that is going to be running that docket. Me as the party leader, what do I get from that? Is it money? Is it back charges? Is it back in it back pass? Or why do I want to get those dockets in that, even though I'm the party leader, but I'm not in the government? It's a question that has been imenisumbua sana kwa akili, because why a lot of people come into the government and they want to ask, okay, so can I get this docket? Let me get the lands docket. Let me get this docket. Let me get this docket. Okay, I'm not the president. I'm not there. I'm just a party leader. I just need, if anybody can actually answer me that, put it somewhere, because sijamaliza nisianze kuwasha moto mapema. Unajua mimi ni mtu wa kuwasha moto. And then I think at this point we need to finish this running mate debacle. Sema running mate wako tuanze na tuendelee bwana. You know, Kalonzo kama atamua Madhakarua Raila kama atamua Madhakarua, Kalonzo, whoever atamua amue. Mudavadi hiyo side nyingine ya nani aseme tuanze hii mapema, tuanze kukimbia mapema. Tunashinda hapo hivi tukisumbuana na nini. And then hey, Mudavadi and Weta, mimi sijui kule walijiingiza mahali pabaya, because now they are starting to look like not one of those leaders that we used to know. Hiyo nasumbua watu wa huko, wanajua wakuje watuambie what is happening, because they are nowhere to be seen now. Where is Western Kenya? And then the other one I want to answer that I heard, sasa nimekuja. Uhuru, watu waache kusema Uhuru hafai kuwa in the politics. Jubilee is a party. Uhuru, na thank God, no, Duke yuko hapa. I wish angekuwa alikuwa amekuja. No, Duke yuko. Lakini I don't know if this is the Duke, because I was hearing it. Uhuru is the chairman of Jubilee.
Wewe ndeto wewe. Huyo jamaa
wacha nimalize wewe, nipatie time yangu.
Huyo jamaa sio mimi, usichokadanganya watu hapa kwa studio. Hiyo ni jamaa nyingine bana.
Sawa, pole. Hata mimi niliambiwa niko UDA the other day, nikarudi I had to clear my name. Pole bas.
Oh, sawa,
but
sawa.
Yeah. Niliambiwa hata kwanza nililose nominations za UDA. Anyways, Uhuru ni chairman wa Jubilee as a party. The fact either he's the president or he's not the president, he's the chairman of Jubilee party. Jubilee is part of Azimio. Now are you telling me watu wenye walikuwa wakiongea hapa hivi, and I believe wengine wako backyard, kama wataisikiza na watakuja watuambie, are you telling me that Uhuru is not supposed to be anywhere because he served 2 terms, but the Jubilee constitution does not say how many terms you serve as a Jubilee party leader? He is a party leader, so if you want to go talk to Jubilee, you have to go through Uhuru. They voted for him to continue being the Jubilee party leader. Sasa, because Jubilee is part of Azimio, are you telling us we will not talk to Uhuru because he's served 2 terms? Come on, guys. Wenye walikuwa wakisema hiyo kitu leo walikuwa wakiniita, leo nimekuja. Wakuje. Let them come. Themba na usiwaache until the hour.
Okay, kuna maswali ambayo Ndeto ameuliza hapo. I want to try. Yes, Duke, kuna moja nataka kurespond.
Naomba niseme a few things about Kalonzo na Uhuru. You know, Kalonzo ametuambia mbeleni kuwa yeye haezi ingia Azimio, na kama anaingia Azimio anaingia kupitia Uhuru Kenyatta. So ndio maana umeona Raila hajajibu yeye. Anapweka kule nje, hakuna mtu anarudishia yeye because yeye amekuja na Uhuru. Sasa leo venye amekuwa na Uhuru hakuna kitu ameongea. Si amenyamaza pale, amepangwa, ameambiwa hapa kuna watu 5 ambao wanang'ang'ania hii kiti. Na hii kitu taamua kati ya hawa. Hata Joe yuko ndani sasa, hata Joe akipewa apewe. Mwenye anasema imeenda ODM aseme kwa niko nini. But the whole point is leo kuna mzee amekuja hapo, hiyo anaitwa Chini Duke, nani huyo? Huyo mwingine sio mimi. Ameanza kuambia watu kuwa hapa iko shida juu Uhuru ndiye chairman ya hii kitu, atakuwa na nguvu kuliko Raila. Sasa hata nimemuuliza kitu simple. Constitution inasema nini? President anafaa afanye kazi gani? Sasa kama mtu ni chairman, huyo atakuwa anaongoza kupitia constitution ama atakuwa anaambiwa ile kitu anafanya? Kazi yake ni gani? Constitution inatuambia vizuri sana duties za rais ni gani. So hiyo nimeona watu wa Yuda wakijaribu kuleta hiyo propaganda. Ndio watu waanze kufikiria ati hasa Raila ni kama anasukumwa sijui nini, hataweza kufanya anything kule akishaingia. Hiyo ni kitu moja watu wanafaa waelewe kuwa Raila akishaingia pale, hata Uhuru akitaka kuingia State House lazima afanye appointment ndio aweze kumuona. Lazima afanye appointment, akiingia pale aingie pale VIP reception, angoje Raila pale. Kama Raila anaoga, ngoja amalize kuoga ndio akuja aongee na yeye. Kitu kingine ningependa wacha niachie hapo, nitaongea baadaye.
Asante Duke. Kitu ambayo nataka watu wakumbuke, unakumbuka wakati walipo sign MOU ya Kibaki na Ncec the first time, walipo sign tu hiyo nini na Kibaki alipokuwa sworn in, what do you guys remember happened?
Wakati huyu jamaa alikuwa anaitwa Mutaura, alianza kuingiza Raila vidole kwa mapua na hakuna kitu Raila alifanya.
No, hata hiyo siku tu vile Kibaki aliapishwa tu Uhuru Park. Alipoapishwa Uhuru Park, akapelekwa akaingia State House. After that hata Ngilu na wengine wote walikuwa naenda with appointment. Na unajua
nilikuwa naongelea ingine ya pili after hii anusumukate, lakini ya kwanza nakumbuka venye
Kibaki ya kwanza 2002 immediately after the Kibaki aliapishwa akiwa kwa wheelchair pale juu. Na the NAC NAC agreement, NARC I think agreement was that kulikuwa na hiyo understanding, walikuwa wameandika MOU nini, unajua walikuwa wameandika hiyo. But immediately Kibaki aliapishwa akasema mimi Mwai Kibaki. The moment the president is sworn in, anakuwa property of the state. The moment tu amekuwa sworn in, anakuwa property of the state. Any decision he makes, it is not collective. Kenya is ruled by one president. The constitution says only one person carries and anachukua oath ya kuwa president, not a team of people. So hii propaganda ambao wanataka, najua wameitoa from some interesting lawyers ati sijui when Raila gets sworn in, now the country will be ruled by the constitution of the Azimio sijui whatever council. Nothing can be further from the truth. The person who takes the oath of office to be the president of Kenya is one person. Na huyo ndio mtu anaweza kosa kuwa charged in the event zile vitu amefanya akiwa president. Ndio hata Supreme Court iliamua the other day ikasema you cannot charge a sitting president. So this thing ambayo tunakuja kuambiwa oh now the chairman, Uhuru will be the chairman. Look at the countries across board. You know the even the developed world, the countries wako na chama na kuna chairman wa party. Even in the US kuna chairman wa Democratic Party. It is not Biden but Biden is the president. So tuache kusumbuana na propaganda mingi. Oh, Uhuru bado ataendelea kurule. Uhuru is the chairman of Azimio coalition party. Now, okay, right now I want to ask them, who is the chairman of UDA? Ruto is the party leader. Who is the chairman of UDA?
Ni Mudhama ama ni nani?
Mudhama is the chairman. So do you want to say that if Ruto comes in as the president, Mudhama ndiye anakuwa anaongoza Kenya? Because Nani is the party leader. Ruto is the party leader.
Demba juzi Mudhama alikuwa amesema sijui hata sign certificate juu kama hiyo sijui pesa ijafika kwake sijui nini. Si alikuja kanyamaza mwenye chama yuko.
There's a party leader and there's a party chairman. Kuna chairman wa UDA. Chairman wa UDA ni Mudhama. Ruto is a party leader. He is a presidential candidate. Akikuwa president wa Kenya hakuna mali imeandikwa party. President wa Kenya is the president of Kenyans. hata hiyo akiingia hivi akitaka anaweza acha mambo ya party na hata aziwe ingia kwa party nyingine tena hiyo siku na hata bure natoka. Yes sir.
Nisaidie huko chini, ambia Kizito ache kunigonga. Amekuwa akinigonga wiki mzima. Aniache.
Wewe hata umegongwa na Alex huko chini. No, si wewe. Ni nani? Martin, ongea polepole, you are shouting on me. Alex ameenda huko chini kugonga Olo, you are not
ni device yangu mzuri ya kikagi. Kama yangu ni mzuri usikuwe na wivu.
Alex amehepa ametoka hapa amekuja kugonga Olo. Now, back to my point, what I'm trying to say. I was trying to say that nikijibu Mato ya kwamba nani ya kwamba those are propaganda na propaganda zitakuwa mingi. Number 2, mimi mambo ya Kalonzo nilikuwa nimesema sitaongea kwa sababu the moment Kalonzo alisema he doesn't trust Raila Odinga and therefore his guarantor for whatever deal is coming in with is the president Uhuru Kenyatta. On 9th of August, Uhuru Kenyatta is not in the ballot. Uhuru Kenyatta is not being sworn in as a president. The person going to the ballot is one Raila Amolo Odinga. You cannot work with someone as a deputy president that you do not trust. So he disqualified himself. He shouldn't blame anybody. Alijidisqualify mapema when he just woke up and said that I do not trust Raila. We cannot, I cannot take anything without an iota of reciprocity. You do not put condition on someone, and the constitution is very clear. The presidential candidate is supposed to nominate someone that he can work with. Are you sick to nominate someone that does not even trust you? The second mistake, right, Kalonzo did. If his advisors are listening, they better tell him those are the mistakes he did. Number 2, he went ahead and said that he is actually looking at the Deputy President William Samoei Ruto as his hero. How can you look at someone who has disturbed Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta for 8 years as your hero and you don't see any problem starting campaigning for the next part immediately? You've already shown your intention. You have released your cards. So who will be so sick to decide to give you that opportunity? The third thing and the third mistake, he constantly responds to the presidential candidate. Every time anatuma watu wake, anatuma mara Mutula Kilonzo Jr., mara sijui nani in the media. That shows you the kind of a relationship that will be there if he's given an opportunity as a deputy president. Ruto was using Akina, what's his name? This guy, Murkomen. He was
Akina
using
Mandago.
Akina Mandago, Akina Sudi to respond to the president every day. You cannot do all those things and send these people every time Mutula Kilonzo Jr. is on the media. Oh, you have to give Kalonzo Musyoka this, you have to give. You don't demand. You negotiate. At least pretend that, okay, fine, I'm here for you. You wake up, you go to the podium and you're saying there's no condition whatsoever. The next day, your foot soldiers are all over saying, giving conditions to the president. Oh, we don't know what was signed. We don't know what deal was posted. Oh, we are not going to sit down. Our person, whom are you giving those conditions? And this is a person who is going to be the presidential candidate. So he actually disqualified himself. There's nobody who disqualified him, because the president, already we have a very bad example of the relationship between the president and his deputy right now. Now, this person, who is going to marry a lady whom you are quarreling even before you get married? And you're quarreling about the small things and you can't sort them out. I don't trust you. You cannot marry someone you don't trust. If someone tells you they don't trust you and then you walk together into a marriage, definitely that is bound to fail. Trust cannot be built. Trust is actually assumed to be there until it is broken. So if already you don't trust that person, you don't deserve to be married. So the deputy president position for Kalonzo as a how. And I kept on saying here, Kalonzo should do something better for himself. Number one, go become a governor. Be a president of a county. You are a president of a county already. This thing you're going for, deputy president, it is, you'll still be working when you mtu wa mkono. Na nilisema hapa the last time, when you mtu wa mkono wa the president. Alex, wewe endelea kunigonga hapo, shauri yako. Ukitupa niko na nyumba ninajenga hapo karibu na Ndeto huko. So mimi nimezoea. Gonga watu wengine kama akina Olo hapa. Hawa ndio bado hajazoea. Mimi hata unigonge. Ukiauka kesho tuko hapa na wewe. Kwa nini uko quarantine, Alex? Nani alikupeleka quarantine? Nani alikupeleka quarantine, Alex?
Sini wewe, all this time I've been in quarantine.
No, ulijitoa kwa panel. Wacha zako.
No, sikujitoa. Trust
What
me.
happened?
I don't know.
You just dropped. Why would I drop you, my friend? I don't drop people out of the panel, and you know that.
No, I know you didn't, but I don't know why it put me back there. So I've been trying to agitate Olo akuambie niko hapo chini, but Olo can't tell you.
My modus operandi is not to kick people out of the panel. I want to put that clearly. Anytime you're here and you
but
find
Olo, mimi
yourself
nakuteteanga saa yote ukikuja panel. Mimi nawekwa huko chini, you don't even speak.
How are you, Julia?
I'm fine then, but kwani mlifunga show ama kuliendaje?
Wanafunga show na tujakuja kufunga show bana. Hao watu namna gani? Akina Alex hapa bana.
Thanks Matiangi.
Nakwambia leo tulikuwa na jamaa ambaye I don't know man. You need to rewatch that and never do that again. Afadhali msifungue show kabisa.
So those are the three mistakes in my view Kalonzo did. And those ones disqualified himself. That's why I said here, the moment those things happen, I said I'll be quiet about Kalonzo's issue until after imepita. The only man acha niseme hizo mistakes tatu. Asisumbue watu tena. Haya, what is it, Duke?
Alex, mbona hujaambia Themba ile advice ulipeana asubuhi ya Kalonzo bana? Na ngoja useme hiyo kitu bana. Mwambie Kalonzo angefanya nini ndio angekuwa mtu wa maana.
Sahi ni wazee, tunataka tusikize wazee kama Olo Makiadi. Hii ni time ya wazee. Mkikuwa na watoto mnaongea vitu ya watoto, mkikuwa kwa wazee sasa mna debate. Sasa
lakini ile advisory peana asubuhi ya kusema huyu jamaa angeenda pale kama ana negotiate akiambiana watu waje hii kitu iwe nasunguka, angekuwa na make more sense. So hata tungekuwa sahi tungetoa story ya kusema ati wacha Kikuyu waingie vice president in case of and God forbid kitu ya Benie Papa, sinaona watakuwa nimeenda mwaka ingine 5 au mwaka ingine 10.
Hiyo utakasirika Julia, but lakini Julia lazima ujue hii kitu lazima ikuwe Julia, hii kitu lazima ikuwe rotational. Kitu yote kifanyikia baba, tena uongozi imeenda Mount Kenya. We can't risk that. We can't. Julia, najua hii but inatuuma bwana. Hii kitu lazima ikuwe rotational.
Why are you hoping that something will happen to Baba? What is wrong with
in case it has happened in Zambia twice?
No,
it has happened in Tanzania.
Trust my prayers. Trust maombi yangu. Nothing will happen to Baba.
We trust it, but things happen. I mean, right here, who knew Magufuli could go?
But Alex, what's the problem? Even if something happens and it is a lady, what is wrong with us having the first woman president?
This is my argument. I have no. In fact, I prefer Martha Karua. I was saying, if I was Kalonzo and I'm negotiating, I will not fight a woman. I will say the president say this thing must be rotational. You hear my argument. I'm not against Martha Karua. I'm saying that Kalonzo lacks negotiators. If he was wise, he would have argued from the point of view of rotational presidency, not rotational presidency. He would have said the presidency has the ticket of the president and the vice president or the deputy president. So you promised us a rotational presidency. So if that was his argument, then I think he could still have a few people supporting him. But now he's going against a woman who is more powerful, more intelligent, actually who has a record of not being tolerating corruption. So you just can't come to Martha Karua like that. In fact, you lose right away. So I was saying, if I was Kalonzo, that's how I could have argued it. But Kalonzo is not doing that.
But Alex, see, rotational can also be a lady, a man, a lady, a man. That can also be rotational.
I understand what you are saying, but when the president spoke it during the funeral of Mama Ana, or who? Yeah, Mwana Ana, that's how he calls Mudavadi. He said that this thing must be rotational. What he was talking about was not male or female. He was speaking about Makabila Mbili. Remember that? So I'm saying what the president said, if he wanted to argue, he could counter the president. I'm just giving Kalonzo advice. I'm not saying that Kalonzo is doing the right thing.
Fair enough. I mean, Alex is giving his view, which is okay. Now hold on.
One minute, Demba. You know what's waiting for Kalonzo from next week? Itaanza kuwa Kalonzo anapigana na wanawake. Martha Karua akishapatiwa hiyo kitu.
Okay, there's someone asking down there that of course there are two guys who have gone to court to challenge Raila because he swore himself in. But you don't take yourself to court, you are taken to court. So that is just trying to keep the court busy, and obviously it will be thrown out. It doesn't make any sense. I mean, even there's a Law Society of Kenya, they swear in their president. There are these other bodies, they swear in their president. So I mean, there's nowhere that you are denied an opportunity to swear yourself to be sworn in as a president of any other Law Society of Kenya, people's president. It is not illegal. He did swear in using the oaths of the presidency as prescribed in the Constitution.
But he wasn't sworn in by the Chief Justice. So
Temba bana maze, is it that Temba? Excuse me.
Ngojeni tupatie David Olo. David Olo amengoja hapa
is
kidogo.
it that I'm so good or what? Because
Ngoja kidogo Olo.
wamekuja nyuma yetu na wanaongea tu mimi nimechill hapa because I'm so good na mnaniangalia tu.
Wewe ni mzuri.
I think that is why I'm being told that I'm not a good debater, right?
No, you're a good debater.
I'm very good at that. I'm a very arrogant guy, but I'm a very ruthless guy. So if I chill in a very good way, you don't respect me. What's wrong?
Tulio niseme kitu alafu nikupatie chance. Nakupatia chance. Kuna huyu jamaa ndiye mimi nilikuwa na comment tu kwa hii kitu Olo, acha ukasirika. Alikuwa ameuliza swali huko chini, akauliza ati how hii story ya baba kujiswear in. So it's just a busy body. You know, is someone ambaye and obviously the courts will throw that thing out. It doesn't make any sense in any court. You cannot wake up and upate Julio muulize, Julia, I'm going to sue you kwa sababu kwa mfano uliiba haukupelekwa kotini, so I'm going to sue you kwa sababu haukujipeleka kotini kwenda kushtakiwa. Who does that? It is not your mistake.
Yeah? On that, you know, the court already and the DPP set a precedence that if Aisha Jumwa was told let her win first before it comes to court, you know, the court has already set a precedence that whoever is contesting and has got a nomination, nothing is going to happen. We have to wait until they win or they lose the election, then their case is brought. I mean, that's what the court has already said.
Okay. So I'm blessed. That one is usijali, hiyo isikushtue. David Olo, kuja sasa ongea na pole sana, paka zako zile nini, kwanza pokea pole zetu.
Nishapoa. Unajua sasa Temba, mimi ni mse napenda kufuata sheria sana, but I'm a very very obedient guy. My martial arts teacher taught me discipline very well. So sometimes when I come here, you know, I try to follow the rules. But I think people are taking my kindness for weakness, and I don't like that. Ukiona Alex ananiambia timia, I'm not a good debater.
You are never kind. In the panel, you may try to say that, but in comment section, Olo, don't lie to anybody. You've never been kind. You've never been kind. You're not a martial student unless you do just flip-flops and gymnastics. That is it. You do what gymnastics huko chini. No, Olo, I mean, discipline is not part of your your dictionary.
Hey. Hey. Wow.
Unajua nilijua nyinyi wawili mkikuja hapa, Alex nyamaza, wacha Olo azungumze amalize. Thank you. Hayo Olo, time yako.
Okay. Alex, lakini I'm a good guy. Don't think I'm not a bad guy, okay? Just trust me and you will see.
Atugo mera.
Okay. So I just want to say that unajua sometimes mi niko job, so the little time that I find kwanza hadi kuingia kwa hapa kwa panel inakuwa kidogo, but if I get time one day nitakaa tu na nyinyi vizuri kabisa. So don't think that I'm not I'm really here with you. That's why I try to contribute pale kwa comments. Na thank you very much Temba. Leo tumekuwa na very short show. Huo msee alikuwa mzuri, unajua at least kukuwa na different guy inaleta pia hiyo morale. So yeah, thank you. I just want to say this. By Ruto promising 30% Western Kenya, I think unajua
no, kwa nini mlitoka show? Mliacha show ikaisha peke yake akiwa peke yake.
Si waliwangoja na mkukuja.
Acha malize, mtamuuliza maswali. Olo ako hapa, at least ako hapa sasa.
Yes. Utaniuliza huko chini kwa comment. Okay, so I think by him promising 30%, unajua Waswahili wanasemanga ati chema cha jiuza, ama wanasemangaje? Chema cha jiuza, kibaya cha jitembeza, si ndio? So unaona Azimio, the reason why people are fighting for positions in Azimio is because Azimio is a sure bet. Azimio is going to form the next government. And you know, all these fracas in Azimio are still making it popular. So unajua yeye akiona kwake huko vitu zimetulia nini, because 30% to Western is too much if you go by the country. Ukishapatia Western 30%, sasa tuseme Rift Valley si watachukua 40 na nini, because the number is almost the same, and you can't tell me that the number that Mudavadi will get is equivalent to 30%, and then you give little to what, to Central or to Rift Valley. So if they share all those posts, it will be 90%. So 10% would be left for the whole country. So I think Ruto is just trying to whip some emotions, ndio asikie vile watu wanaanza kuongea boss post huko pia huko kwake, ionekane ni kama kuna kitu inafanyika, because I don't think if that is real, 30% is too much. That is what I can say. And then another thing that I want to say is that Kalonzo sijui, mi hata sasa nimewacha kutetea Kalonzo kabisa, because I was the only guy who was defending him, and it was just out of clean heart, out of some kind of kumuona mazee with the spirit of Azimio. So kwanza mambo yake ya saizi, si wamepitisha saizi jioni ati Igathe is going to be the candidate, and then deputy anaenda kukua anaenda kukua Kaloki, mse wa Wiper. Now Kaloki is the guy who was supposed to be deputy for Ngatia. And this guy, imagine yesterday vile Igathe alianza kutembea kwa street, this guy just jumped, hata kuna mwenye alimuinvite, akaanza aliwacha Ngatia akarudi kwa Igathe immediately. Walikuwa natembea na Igathe akisema anaenda kuwa deputy, but today it has been confirmed like that. So, and again, if you look in Mombasa, Kalonzo is forcing his candidate there. So Kalonzo is just so irritating, hata sijui nimwambie aje, hata sijui niseme aje. Mi sasa leo nimewacha story yake kabisa, because and then you see things like even today there was opinion poll, even though I know it is fake, but Azimio has gone down. It is just because of this wrangling. So I just want to say that that is my view of the things that are happening in Azimio. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Olo. And what do you think? I want to be a devil's advocate, and this is for all of you. Igathe comes out. I mean, a few guys have already campaigned. Igathe comes, and then Igathe seems to be the one who is being pushed by the house on the hill. Igathe, who happens not to be very, very much on the ground with the people of Nairobi. And then they want to give him maybe a deputy like Philip Kaloki. I mean, I'm just being a devil advocate. Do you think that is being done with some hindsight? Are these people trying to set up this Azimio for failure in Nairobi? Because if you bring those two people, Philip Kaloki has never vied in Nairobi, no constituency in Nairobi. Igathe has never been, he bolted off with little pressure from Soko. And now that is a ticket that is being brought to Nairobians. Do you think Azimio is being set up for failure in Nairobi? Because if that ticket is given, my hunches tell me that saa moja saa mbili asubuhi Sakaja, I hear he's coming. I don't know if it is true. Nimeona kaposta ati Sakaja na Jemo ule mse. I don't know if that is true, but I've seen a poster like that. It's just a joke. So Sakaja will take that thing because you guys can comment. Let me hear you guys tell me, because I mean that's what I'm thinking. We'll start with the Mato alafu Alex. Mato.
Mine will not even be long. Let me answer you. That question you asked is a very peculiar question, and I know a lot of panelists here know what I've always talked about Nairobi and how it is. I've always said Nairobi needs to go back to not be a county, but go back to be a national government thing. What is happening? Polycarp Igathe, the day he was brought akuje kufanya na Sonko, Sonko was a politician. Igathe was somebody that came from Vivo Energy. And if you realize, after Vivo Energy, he went to Equity. You know, he's a CEO. He knows what to run. Nairobi does not need to be run as a county. So what is really happening now, when it comes to politics and somebody who can do what Nairobi needs to be as a capital city of Kenya and East African economy buzz, or whatever you want to call it. Personally here, I have said I can easily vote Sakaja because I've seen his integrity and I've seen who he is. Easily. Right now, I can easily. But also, Nairobi does not need a politician. It needs a CEO. And that's why Uhuru brought the NMS. And these guys have changed that city that I grew up in. They've changed it. Wameibadilisha. I mean, you walk, unakimbia, you're trying to go to the airport, barabara inajengwa juu, nye mnapitia chini and everything. I think everybody that knows me here that comes to, the evening panels, they know. I have always said that. Igathe is a technocrat, somebody who's thinking, and I think he's a good person in Nairobi because it's going to make it. Because Nairobi does not need to be a county. Nairobi needs to be on the national government with a good leader. And that's why we brought the military to do that. And we've seen the changes. Me, I have seen them because I can see them. Sometimes you don't see a change if you're living with it. You got to walk away and then come back and see the change. If I go to Texas today, or if I go to Themba's house, I will see the difference because I did not see the difference happen. We go back and we see the difference and we understand what is happening. And to take NMS out, we need to make Nairobi be. Get it out of the politics. Nairobi as the capital, like the US has done with Washington, D.C. And Igathe can do that very well because he's been, he's that kind of leader of corporate kind of world, which is what we brought the military guys to come and do, where you're not politicking about Nairobi. We don't need to politic about Nairobi. We can politic about Machakos. We can politic about everywhere else we want. But Nairobi, we don't need. Now, the other person who's a politician that can actually almost hold that and hold it as a man, and not as a man, as a unajua nikisema man, mama nani kesho mama Selina tanichapa, but as a leader and not leading, just leading. I think Sakaja, if we're gonna go with a politician for Nairobi, I think Sakaja needs to get that one, because you need to be responsible in whatever you are hold up to. Whatever, like when I go to work, I need to be responsible on what I do. I lead people, and if I make a mistake, there's there's repercussions for what I make. Me, one day Sakaja pleased me so much when he quit his COVID thing when alipatikana akikunywa. And that's the leaders that we need. Si leaders wa kuja kutuambia hapa hivi hatukuwa tunasema kuimba ilikuwa kuimba, haikuwa kuimba ilikuwa kuimba. We don't need that kind of politics and thinking people are stupid. So for me, Polycarp Igathe, but then we treat Nairobi not really like as a county. And if we're going to treat it as a political county, then Sakaja. That's me.
Okay, acha tusikize Alex alafu turudi kwa David Olo.
Sakaja can't manage Nairobi. You know, you and me know that. I mean, let's not look at somebody's fluid English, flamboyancy, so on and so forth. Sakaja has never even been a politician. He has never contested anything and won. Sakaja has been a beneficiary of appointments and so on and so forth. Let's not lie to ourselves. You can't compare Sakaja and Tim Wanyonyi. Take it to the bank. Take it to the bank in the morning. The people of Westlands, where the who is who lives in Kenya, knows Tim Wanyonyi. For Tim Wanyonyi, with his disability and everything that he has gone through, for him to have come the top person in contesting that, the hurdles that he has overcome, my friend, you need to ask yourself, why do they want to shortchange him? So because what you're saying is that if Sakaja comes, Sakaja can't rule Nairobi. Sakaja is an inner comp in politics. Take it to the bank. Sakaja can't handle MCS. You know, you must look Nairobi in terms of why did Sonko not manage Nairobi? Because simply he couldn't manage the MCS. You're talking of Kanjo. You're talking of ruling councillors. There is no difference between the MCS we have right now and the former people like the councillors that you need to know, like Wakina Joe Akech. Some of the most unruly MCS in the whole of Africa come in Nairobi.
Alex, and I hope them but anisamee kuinterject. We don't do this. Alex, nataka tu ukiendelea hivyo.
You spoke, nobody's
no, Alex. No, Alex, nataka namuongezea kitu aniulize. Nataka akisema akisupport no, lakini Alex, nakuongezea tu point kwa nini
hapo. I told you no too. What part of no don't you understand? Is it the N or the O?
Mato, you took 1 minute, you took so much time. Ungesema hizo vitu zote ndio Alex ajibu. Sasa wewe sasa ameanza kuongea, naanza kuongea. Sisi ungoje tu.
Lakini amefanyia nini Nairobi? Huyu mtu tumekuja kumuona juzi.
Wewe Mato, relax. Alex endelea.
Mato, you don't understand what a no means. It's N-O. What part of no don't you understand? Is it the N or the O? So we were saying that what eluded the man Sonko was simply, if it's money he had, if it's maybe management, he managed whatever he managed, but he couldn't have managed the so-called, the MCS. And Sakaja cannot do that either. Sakaja abandoned Sonko, who they could have come together and helped Nairobi. If there is anybody who abandoned Nairobi, was Sakaja. And you remember many times Sakaja was conniving when it came to issues of Nairobi in the Senate. Let us not talk because somebody is fluent in English, somebody his rhetoric is so cute like a woman. No. Nairobi needs a person who understands it. Not in terms of even geographical. Nairobi is so complicated for many people. It is not something to throw away to a boy called Sakaja. Sakaja can't handle it. The issue of Nairobi is, to a point, Uhuru was not able even to term his own MCS. Raila could not term his own MCS. Sonko bought all the MCS to a point they had gone to court. Sonko bought even the courts. So can you imagine how Nairobi is complicated? So whoever that is coming with Sakaja is a liar. Sakaja cannot manage Nairobi. Sakaja needs to go back to Trans Nzoia and try to be a senator there and try to be a leader there before he comes to Nairobi to understand the politics. He is a beneficiary of TNA and Jubilee. Sakaja has never contested anything and won. It is euphoric. There are people who have contested and won hard neck, stiff neck politics in Nairobi. And you look at the history of Nairobi, even the people who have been leadership like Sonko, Waititu, so on and so forth, later on they failed terribly. And that is what, again, you want to put Nairobi into. The person who is capable of managing Nairobi politically and in terms of leadership as of now, who is on the ticket is Wanyonyi. The only problem Wanyonyi is facing, and I will tell you, Temba, the only thing that the reason we are talking Wanyonyi is because another boy called Sifuna does not want to yield his ambition for senatorship. And now you have many lawyers contesting in Nairobi. So giving them a disadvantage, because that is what is making Wanyonyi look like, oh, that team is going to be a lawyer. But the fact is, if they wanted to do a deal in Nairobi, this is the simplest deal. And I was talking to the other PK the other day. Let's tell Sifuna, don't contest. We can nominate you as a senator. I know it's being a nominated senator is bad, and you don't get all the privileges. But in the effect, we nominate you before the election. If we win the Senate, we will give you the speakership of the Senate. But for Nairobi, the person for 2 years, you saw Wanyonyi talk the other day, he said, for 2 years, he had transversed Nairobi. For 2 years, everywhere in Nairobi. How many MCS do we have in Nairobi? They have met Tim Wanyonyi, they have spoken, and they have a way forward. Then another person comes from nowhere, an oligarch, and now he wants to manage Nairobi. How can you do that, Themba? That is where I'm saying we are doing wrong. Sakaja can't manage. Take it to the bank. He should go to the nearest political dustbin and settle there. Thank you.
Olo, David Olo.
Okay, thank you so much. Mi nataka tu kusema that the point that you have brought is very, very good point. You see, I didn't see it that way until you've said it now. And I think that is a very, very weak ticket. That is a very, very weak ticket that it can make us blunder in Nairobi. Huyo mtu wa Wiper and Igathe, you see, they are all greenhorns. So it's, it could have been different kama wangechukua Wanyonyi and Igathe, because at least Wanyonyi is strong politically, and then Igathe pia watu wameanza kumpenda, but he has come late. So that is what I can say. And then again, I want to add something on to what Alex has said. I think even Sakaja was just like Igathe. He just he depended on Uhuru's strength. That is why he became a senator. Nobody knew him. Kama si Uhuru hakuna mwenye angechagua nani Sakaja. So and then again, I don't know why people don't suspect this. Ruto was involved in the corruption that Sonko had in City Hall, because Ruto's company was accused of doing some deals there. So you can imagine, if the governor is going to be Ruto's governor, do you think there will be a lot of corruption in City Hall? So Sakaja pia, you can't trust him. He's someone's stooge. So huwezi sema ati Igathe is a project na Sakaja si project. Sakaja is a project, because even the way he came to join UDA, he just came, he sneaked. So they are all the same. The best person who mwenye angemanage your place vizuri ni Wanyonyi, na kama si Wanyonyi ni Igathe, because Igathe is a very, very smart guy. I like listening to that guy, I'm telling you. I like just watching his interviews. I like his English. I like the way he's tackling issues. He's a very, very tough guy kwa interview. Yani ukimletea hii vile anakujibu, anakuacha tu sasa kama una questions zingine. So I like him, and mimi sikudanganyi, mimi siwezi votia mtu mwingine mwenye si mtu wa Azimio. Heri nimvotie na fail. Mimi after 2027 ndio nitakuwa neutral, but kama Raila hajakuwa preso, nitavote. Hata kama ni mtu mbaya nitavote ndio Raila ashinde. Mimi sitaangalia ati sijui. Mimi until Raila ingie kwa kiti ndio nitaanza kukua soba na angalia vitu in a very, very rational way. Thank you.
Hapo sasa umeongea. Unajua, I was bringing that up because if we have like Alex has said, tumetoa nani, tumetoa Sakaja, and is a green on. So are we actually handing? You can hand someone victory by the actions you're doing on your side. You give them a weak opponent. If you give them a weak opponent, you're actually handing them the victory. So that's why I'm saying, are we being set up for fail? Because if you guys are saying that the most and the best ticket is politics and business brought together, which team and the Gave ticket would bring that? Lakini hata watu wa ODM, mi wacha tu niseme ukweli, watu wa ODM, yani surely how do you bring a senator and governor from one Luya community and two ODM? Surely hata kama ni nyinyi si mnaleta huyu jamaa anaitwa huyu secretary general wa ODM Sifuna, alafu like Alex is saying, mnaleta Sifuna alafu mnaleta pia timu Wanyonyi. Si mngechagua hata kitu moja mseme okay fine, wacha saizi to push for governor, then kwa hii senate to let hata mtu mwingine from a different nini, hata kama ni Azimio, you negotiate with the another party, then at least you take one. You cannot push two lawyers from the same party. ODM.
Themba, I just want to Themba, let me just tell you something before I leave, because I'm leaving. Kuna news imetokea kwa The Star leo inasema ati Sifuna anaenda Westlands and then Wanyonyi anarudi kwa senator. Do you think we are going to get those seats? So as you discuss that, just discuss that arrangement where Kaloki and Igade is going to be governor, Wanyonyi anaenda kwa senator, then Sifuna aende Westlands. Just think of that as you discuss this thing. I will be with you just pale.
Maybe Wanyonyi, like someone like Alex has said, Wanyonyi should be in the governorship position, and anything ambayo inaenda kumtoa pale, wangetoa huyo Sifuna aende kwa Sifuna, angeanza kitambo aende kwa Westland seat, angeenda tu kwa Westland seat straight. Mambo ya usenator aachie mtu mwingine. Ndio sasa msianze kuagi, unajua hizi senator, alafu senator by the way haina hata budget, hakuna hata kitu inaenda kufanya. Enda kuwa mbunge, fanya vitu nyingi huko. Senator ni kwenda kulala. Wacha watu wale wanataka kwenda kulala Senate, waende walale Senate. Senate vile iko saizi, it does not have any much teeth and power. Senate is very weak in Kenya. That's why unaona sasa wale watu wametoka wamaliza ugavana, wanataka kwenda sasa kupumzika kule kwa Senate. Wanataka kwenda kunini, hakuna kitu wanafanya. Sakaja alikuwa senator, alifanya nini Nairobi? He never did anything. Ilikuwa ikifika vitu za Nairobi ananyamaza, anasema I cannot vote, ni pesa tu amekula. So let's be serious. Ukitaka kubadilisha vizuri and serve people well, go for MP seat, go for governor seat, go for MCA. Usiende deputy president. Deputy president unaenda kufanya nini? Deputy governor atio lazima nipewe deputy governor. Senator unapewa nini? Go for posts that are service. If service is what you want to do, go for MCA, go for MP, go for governor. Those are the seats that, and president, those are the seats that unaenda kuserve watu. Hizi zingine ni flower girls. Senate ni flower girls. Senator wanaenda huko, wanaenda tu kutulia. So I think that is my view. I don't know what okay, Kasuri can say before I bring in you are talking on that, right? Because now Alex hasn't presented, Julie hasn't presented, na amekuja hapa mbele yako.
Yeah, Themba na wase wangu wengine wote, Julia, Alex, Mato, Richie, mko poa nafikiri. Waje ni wasalimie ki wholesale, mko poa nafikiri. Sasa mimi kama kuna kitu bado mimi naendelea kuinsist na naendelea kushikilia, ni mtu anaitwa Uhuru Kenyatta. Uhuru Kenyatta is very shrewd politician, kitu cha kwanza. Kitu cha pili, is very genius politician. And Uhuru, he don't make It's very rare politically uone Uhuru ana make mistake. Ukimwona anafanya kitu anakuanga ameipikia hesabu na akajua ya kwamba akajua the outcome of it ni nini kitazaliwa. Kumbuka nyinyi mmesema tu, nyinyi tu ndio mmekuwa watu wa kwanza hapa mkisema ya kwamba Kalonzo amepiga kelele sana. Kalonzo stop disturbing Azimio. Kalonzo stop disturbing Azimio. What did you ni nini hicho mliona ya kwamba Kalonzo anaweza fanyiwa ili anyamaze? Is to scratch his ego, kumwambia kwamba let us bring you in Nairobi politics. And from there you will see Kalonzo will not talk again. Let me tell you, to bring Kaloki in that ticket, Kalonzo will not talk again. By the way, niliwaambia Nairobi is all about arithmetics. Mnafaa kujua the dominance is Kikuyu. Kikuyu ukidiliti kidogo tu na Wakamba, hiyo tikiti iko through, ina sell through. But watu wenye tuna front, Ikathe was there. Ikathe hakuharibu jina. Ikathe resigned. Ikathe alidump when he was fresh. People, watu wako wamemjua. Haku exchange words na Songo. So people, they didn't knew him. But saa India akiji-explain ndio watu wanasema kumbe hii ndio ilikuwa kumeenda. Anyway, hiyo yote tuiache kando. So if I remember very well, I had my brother Tim Wanyonyi. Yeye mwenyewe alieleza vizuri. Despite the fact that I have ODM ticket, but the people who will decide what will happen in Nairobi, in national, because alisema in Azimio, despite the fact that we ODM, we are the front line, we are the people who initiated this. So, and we have our brothers there. Anyway, it's a weak ticket. Hiyo nayo tukubaliane ukweli. Because ukiangalia mtu kama Sakaja, huyo Sakaja alikuwa, huyo hawezi akapita katikati, hawezi hata kama ni weak ticket. Sasa hiyo ya UDA ndio iko very weak. Hiyo nayo hawezi kasel. Hiyo nayo sahau kabisa. Forget about it, because Sakaja was the beneficiary of algorithm. Hizo stories za algorithm, he was one of the beneficiaries plus Songo wake. Hiyo ya 50+1. Hiyo, he was the beneficiary. So at the end of the day, hana ile impact atanaweza kuja nayo akuja nini. Na nilikaambia hapa watu jana, nikawaambia unakumbuka nikisema ya kwamba kama if you want to engage yourself in national politics, in fact in Nairobi, don't bring this cocoon of your tribesmen ati wao ndio wanakuja kukupigia debe, wanakuja kukulalamikia. Hapo ndipo timu alichoma. Na mtu mwenye amesababisha timu achome ni none than other than huyo Sifuna mwenyewe. Because Sifuna, he was the only person mwenye alikuwa na mdomo kubwa sana akipayuka kuongea. Na ndio unaambiwanga chunga sana, watakao kukula ni watu kwa nyumba yako wewe mwenyewe. So there is no way we can front. Unajua hiyo hesabu ya Sakaja kubadilisha kusema ati Sakaja is no longer Aluya, wakainvoke ile jina ya Rotich. Hiyo ikachange hesabu kidogo. So Luyazim ikaondolewa kidogo kwa nani, kwa Sakaja. Hiyo dark ya Luyazim ilikuwa inajaribu kuondolewa. Na niliwaambia kama kuna mtu pia yeye anakuanga a good schema is Ruto. So aliskim na akaona ya kwamba hii jina hii dominance ya Luyazim iondokee huyu mtu wangu, lazima to invoke hii jina ya Rotich. So people, they will start to see Sakaja on a different way. But in this case, Sakaja, he cannot succeed. That's one. They take it to the bank. The ticket that Azimio will front, despite the fact that watakuwa wiki namna gani, huyo Kaloki ameletwa pale to scratch the egos of Kalonzo, to silence Kalonzo, to keep quiet. Let me tell you something. Kalonzo will not talk from now henceforth. And listen and watch it. Hizo demands zenye alikuwa anaweka kutoka hiyo jana, Kalonzo will shut his mouth. Why? Ameambiwa wewe uenda ukakosa hiyo deputy. Sasa tumekuambia, tumekuleta wapi? Nairobi. Tumekuleta Nairobi kufront mtu wako. Huyu mtu wako tumemubeba. Huyu mtu hata ni greenhorn, by the way, vile Ola alikuwa anasema. Huyu hata hajulikani, hata hajujui ametoka wapi, but because of in the name of Kalonzo ndio huyu jamaa amekuja amepandikwa pale. So kama kuna waves yenye huyu jamaa, kama kuna waves yenye itakuwa ina move in Nairobi, is the only Polycarp Igathe, but the running mate, forget about it. Huyo hata mtoe is all about is out of equation. So ule mtu amekuwa scratched.
Okay, thank you. Ni kama Kasudi umepotea. Okay, Alex, alafu tusikie Julia. Alex ametulia. Julia, chukua sukani sasa.
Thank you then, but I just don't want to comment about Ruto and 30% Western. Sijui yo ina mean nini. I think he's just playing around with them, just like he does. That is Ruto tumemzoea. So hiyo 30% Western, I make sense. Because 30% Western, so the others will get what? It doesn't make sense. So I think he's just playing around with Western Kenya. And uzuri watu wa Western, they are usually kind of so decided. And I think it's high time we try and, we should do like what Western Province does. I think in several decades now, we've seen people from Western Province voting across the board. I mean, wakiamua ni baba, wanaamua ni baba. In fact, even in 1992, they voted a lot for Matiba. So I think this one is not going to change them. I think Western Province is locked, Azimio. So I think the other thing about Ruto, I was watching some analysis that that Ruto, there's a question why, how come no one is now saying I should be the running mate for Ruto? It's like people like Rigathi Gachagua, people like, everyone else around has seen, they don't want to waste their opportunity to be members of parliament because they can see, like, I think it is coming to their realization that Baba has higher chances of winning, so hakuna haja ya kupoteza chances of becoming members of parliament or senators and all that. So I think giving Western 30% is just like playing with the minds of Western Kenya, and I think they're not going to buy that. Now, what's Themba ask? I think that I'm kind of disappointed. I don't know whether what David Olo said is confirmed. I need to be advised about who is Azimio's governor, candidate and running mate. I need to be advised because if it's what David Olo said, I'm also disappointed, like members of the panel here. Now, the least I would have expected is an Igathe Wanyonyi ticket or a Wanyonyi Igathe ticket. That's the least. That is the match I would have expected. Now, at the same time, I want to agree with members of the panel here that having Sifuna and Wanyonyi kind of was messing the Luya ticket in Nairobi. So that was a big blunder for ODM. They should have thought twice about that, because however much we want to run away from tribal affiliations, we want to be real. Just like we are saying we cannot have a Kikuyu here and a Kikuyu there. Kikuyus are not the only, is not the, all tribes are important in this country. So I think there's need for balancing. So I hope this is not confirmed, Mr. Themba, and I hope tomorrow we shall hear that we are having an Igadi Wanyonyi ticket, and then they can do the balancing with the Sifunas and the others and these Kalonzo people. Now, going back to the Kalonzo factor, if these changes are meant to please Kalonzo, Kalonzo is never going to be pleased, Mr. Themba. He's from the word go, I smelt a rat. Kalonzo, I think, is a UDA mole. And if you see the little fracas we'll be having in Azimio because of Kalonzo, I mean, the rating of Azimio has gone down. If the opinion poll, we have to go by the opinion, the latest opinion polls. So he's a mole. And I think there's no need, I don't know if Uhuru is behind this, he's beginning to disappoint me, a big one. He's beginning to disappoint me in a big way. Because Kalonzo is never going to be pleased. Whether you make his wife the governor of Nairobi or his son, he's never going to be pleased. He's never going to support. He already showed us the attitude. He doesn't believe in Baba presidency. He's never going to support him wholeheartedly. So even giving him a running mate from Wiper is a waste of time. I hope that is not real, Mr. Themba. I hope we're going to hear some changes because this is not going to work for Azimio. It is not going to work for Azimio. I personally, when I saw Igadi and Wanyonyi, okay, I was going to buy that because I thought maybe this ticket could work, a politician and a manager, maybe that could work for Nairobi. But now hearing something else that is kind of disappointing, and I hope that the Azimio people can watch, can feel the feelings on the ground. I think I'm in diaspora and I feel like this. So I think the ground is maybe more disappointed than I am. Now, I want to comment on what Alex was saying about Karua ticket. Now, and Kalonzo. I think Kalonzo should not even have approached the thing on tribal reasons. Now, when we began talking about the running mate, I was still of the opinion that Mount Kenya region is not ready for presidency after Baba. That was my opinion. And going by what is happening in this country, it is not that when you become deputy president, you're going to be the next president. We are now beginning to see things break up. So I thought that if I were Kalonzo Musyoka, I would not have played what Alex is saying, that saying that we cannot have this tribe. I would not have gone on tribal thing. I would just be a nice person from the word go. From the time Azimio began talking with Oka, I would have jumped into Azimio before Mother jumped in. I would have said that I believe in Baba presidency. I would have said I believe he's the right person. And I would have talked like Mother. I would have said I am supporting Baba unconditionally. And I would have gone back to Eastern Province and marshaled my people to support Baba. I would have proved trustworthy to the rest of Kenyans. And I would not be here arguing that give me this post. I would have been telling Kenyans, you don't have to get this post, support somebody. And I think if Kalonzo had taken that direction, I think Kalonzo was going to be the next president of this country, assuming that Baba is a one-term president. I think so. I do not expect that. I'm not really looking forward that we are going to have maybe Mother Karua as president. There's nothing wrong with that if she's fronted as president as Baba. But at the same time, if Kalonzo had changed his attitude and his approach, he may not have been the running mate, but I would not have been surprised if he's fronted by Uhuru and Baba to be the next president. I would not have been surprised. Because maybe Uhuru would have been followed the same thing he has been saying, that we cannot have Kikuyu Kalenjin. So Uhuru maybe have followed it to Mother is not so old. Mother could still wait for Kalonzo. I mean, Mother could even deputize Kalonzo. I mean, could be the Kalonzo's running mate in the next elections. But Kalonzo did not see this. Themba was talking about, I think Martin doesn't like us to use this, the situation of a man and a wife. I think all wise women who want a husband, Mr. Themba, will not behave like Kalonzo. Wezi kaenda ukiambia aman ati uende kwetu nunulie mama yangu nguo, ati lazima umfanyie hivi, ati before unioe lazima ufanye hivi, lazima ufanye hivi. All wise women and all the ladies watching me, hata kama mko diaspora, the fact is you have to be nice. And I think one thing men, I think I have, at my age, I have kind of some experience to advise you, like Mama Selina. Men like to feel like kings. So if you make them feel like kings, I think they can almost do everything for you on the face of the earth, including promising to buy you a jet, even when they know they cannot. So Kalonzo should have behaved like a wise woman. And he should have made Baba feel like a king even before he becomes a king. And I think even if they would have gone for mother as running mate, Uhuru and Baba would have no choice but to support Kalonzo as the next president of the Republic of Kenya. He did not see that mathematics. He did not see that. And finally, to comment of that, he has ametusumbua sana, ametusumbua. Kama mimi nafikiri ametusumbua, he will not force himself into our throat. He will not do that. So the damage is done. So hata kama akipewa sijui Nairobi governor, I mean running mate, that's a waste of time. That's my take, Mr. Themba.
Thank you. I've said something that I actually, let me just reemphasize on that. Kalonzo is, and even is negotiating. How do you come negotiating with only Kamba surrounding you? You're not even having the sheer pretense. Surround yourself with at least several other Wiper people from across the country. Tell them to speak for you. Now, if you wake up, the person who is speaking for you is your fellow Kamba. The person who is even talking about whatever is another fellow Kamba. You call people, women from across the country, from Wiper people, to talk about you. They are Kambas who are talking. You cannot have women across the country who are subscribing to Wiper to even prop you as a national leader. Why are you propping Kalonzo as a Kamba leader? And then he's bringing in the Kamba women to start talking about it. Surely, where did the politics get into Kenya? What is happening with Kalonzo? The person who is coming kukutetea ni Mkamba. Sisi kama Wakamba. Kwani Wiper is only a Kamba party? A party, localized in somewhere in Kamba region. You can't have some people that are propping you as a national leader to come and say that Kalonzo lazima apewe hii kiti. I mean, bring someone from Northeastern, bring someone from another place to come and say tunataka party leader wetu. The women ambao walikataa ni Kamba women. The people making noise, people from Kamba region. Surely Kalonzo, I think personally, Kalonzo has really messed the whole thing up, and he has messed his candidature. Him is the one who messed it up. I wish he had better advisors, but I know those people are just interested in their own seats. Mutula Kilonzo Jr. knows that his politics is local. The people who are going to vote for him are from Makueni, and most likely they are largely Kambas. So he has to look like he's tearing his fellow Kamba leader so that he can be given. They are interested in their own parties. They are not interested in the position that Kalonzo is going to take. And like Julie is saying, if trust is not there in a relationship, if trust is not there, you cannot be forced to stay with someone. And that ticket, I can see Kalonzo is not getting it. He's not getting it. So you better start thinking twice about something else. Yes, Duke. And we are not getting in people. We were just here for about 2 hours. And the people who had not come, sisi ambao tunafunganga jioni, sisi ni tunakuja kuventilate, and we are all here. I can see Ndeto is here, Makiadi is here, Alex is here.
Iko mtu anaitwa Black, napendaga akiwa kwa show Ndemba.
Sasa karibu tunafunga bana.
At least analetaga negative energy.
Simuoni. Naona Kasudi unajua ukidrop tena we don't bring you back here sasa.
Black ako hapo, ungemleta tuletee negative energy.
Black wacha kuja kesho.
Samahani ni stima ni stima ilipotea nikiwa naongea.
Duke sema.
Unanisikia Themba?
Nakusikia.
Okay, ningependa kuuliza Julia, don't you see a situation whereby we want to find ourselves in the same situation like what's happening now between Ruto and Uhuru? If, for example, we take like Mother Karua Raila ticket, and then after like 3 years, Raila decides to support somebody else, and you know people got personal ambitions. Mother Karua could also like to be up there one day. Don't you see a situation whereby wataanza kupigana tena kusema mimi nimekuwa your debut na naruko hapa mbele? Hiyo ndio ningependa kuuliza Junior.
Okay, Mr. Duke, I think yeah, that situation may come, but I think after Baba, we may have to look at people according to their performance, and maybe Baba may be at a point like, let people first compete competitively. So, and Mother, there I see her, hakai mtu akuchimba mtu behind you. I think if she decides to walk away, she'll walk away. Yani nimekwambia nimetoka kwa hii ndoa nimeenda, she will go. But she won't go, I mean, working behind you like the way Ruto has done. She will not do that. I think she has so much integrity. She's a woman that her no is no and her yes is yes. So Mother, if after 5 years, I think we'll have people compete competitively. I think we'll not go the route that Uhuru has taken. We may go the Kibaki route. Like, okay, I have these people who want to become presidents. So what do? We may go the Kibaki route. That's what we may go. Uhuru is doing this. In fact, it is Ruto who has made Uhuru do this. I think Uhuru could also have left a fair playing ground. Lakini ile madharau ameonyeshwa na Ruto ni ile hata yeye he'll do in whatever is in his hands to make in his power to make Baba win. And one of the reasons is to make sure Ruto doesn't win. Yani Ruto has pushed Uhuru to the wall. But after Uhuru now, and we have Baba, if Kalonzo was playing his cards well, Baba would not have ready to front somebody. He may have kept quiet or left it a fair ground, so that if Kenyans really feel that Kalonzo should be the next president, he would behave like Mwai Kibaki. You remember there was something like Mwai Kibaki wanted Mudavadi to be president. Ni kama Mwai Kibaki didn't throw his weight. Hata kama aliwacha wa jamaa watete I mean presidency, he allowed them to go ahead. He really did not push it. So I'm seeing like Baba may do that. But now after his behavior, Kalonzo, he may also push somebody for presidency. Put yourself in Baba's shoes. Mtu amekusumbua. In fact, Kalonzo is the one now who is being used to make sure Baba doesn't win. See that if me and you can see that, how do you think Baba is feeling? Kalonzo ameharibu maneno kabisa kabisa.
So ingekuwa vizuri yule mtu mwenye atapatiwa, mtu mwenye atapewa hiyo debut president yakuwa ameambiwa mbeleni kuwa pale mbele si lazima ikuwe ni wewe, akaya akichua.
Okay. You see, Duke, one thing you need to realize, I want you to like what Julie is saying, to demarcate between the two, Kalonzo and Martha Karua. Martha Karua had the audacity to walk out of President, was it Moi or Kibaki's speech? Moi. When she didn't agree with what Moi was saying. So she has that, and then Martha Karua and Raila have a history. They have fought together in the trenches. Now, Kalonzo may have met with Raila when Raila came in and brought LDP to Kanu. But they don't have a history of fighting in the streets with Raila. Kalonzo is ni mtu ambaye anaitwa ni hypocrite. That's why those two guys ran away from him. Mudavadi and Weta. Waliona huyu jamaa kuna vile anatupanga hapa. wakahepa, wakaenda kwa Ruto. Kalonzo wakatengeza oka na Martha Karua. The ticket was to be Kalonzo awe president, Martha Karua awe deputy. That was the deal walikuwa wametengeza. But in the meantime, Kalonzo is using that kind of a deal to come and negotiate this other side with the Azimio na Uhuru Kenyatta. So when Martha discovered that, akaona kumbe anatumika tu kama a pawn in the game, wala anaita pawn in the game of chess. Kuja uni prop up ndio niongeze my worth. Unajua niongezee bei ndio sasa nikienda huko bei yangu iko juu. Sasa akaingiza Martha Karua, akaingiza some people kwa oka, akataka kuingiza Muturi akaonea mbali, akamuonea mbali, akahepa. Sasa Martha Karua akaingia hapo. Akaingia na kina Jirongo. Wakatengeza the oka. Lakini sasa unakumbuka hiyo signing of the agreement was postponed. Why was it being postponed? Walipostpone wakasema kwamba Martha Karua make sure wameongeza a clause ya kwamba mtu wawili wakitoka hii oka haiko tena. Kwa sababu Martha Karua aliona mbali, aliona kwamba huyu anatutumia kama nini, kama propping up the right to it, akaprop, akakuja Azimio bila kuongelesha kina Martha. Martha did not turn up for the signing in. She never came. In the meantime, Kalonzo amekuja huku kusema kwamba hao ni oka. Martha decided that for her, she was going to make her own commitments. She was going to negotiate directly. Kama ni ku-negotiate na Azimio na kila mtu anaenda kivyake, si mimi niende negotiate peke yangu. So hakukubali kubebwa na hiyo bandwagon ya sijui oka. So Kalonzo came na unakumbuka akisema Martha is with us, she went sijui where, a wrong explanation. Na Martha hiyo siku the next day akasema I was busy in my shamba doing something kwa farm yake. Martha decided to negotiate by herself, and she went, negotiated. And one thing ambayo inasumbua Kalonzo ni kwamba in the event that Martha becomes the deputy president, he is going to be the most embarrassed person. And that's why he was saying that even if hata kama ni wa Kikuyu, basi mimi ni Mkikuyu. He is almost saying hata kama ni mama ndio mnataka, basi hata mimi pia naweza kuvaa skirt. You see, that is how badly he wants it. How badly he wants it, because it is so embarrassing. Ulihepa huyu ukamhepa, ukakuja ukaingia na backdoor ukaingia Azimio. So he is not someone to be trusted. And then he was busy saying that when Mudavadi went, I was planning to make him my deputy. Kalonzo is such an embarrassing person. He's embarrassing himself, embarrassing his community, embarrassing the whole of, I don't know. And that's why I say he doesn't deserve to be the deputy president, because he doesn't trust. He has trust deficit with the president. How do you marry someone, or how do you work with someone who has already told you they don't trust you? Hata wewe unataka kwenda kuoa black, unataka kwenda kuoa. How do you get engaged and even marry someone who has said they don't trust you, that they are guaranteed to marry you is your father? I'm only marrying you because of your father. I mean, are you coming to stay with my father or me? You cannot have another person guaranteeing you, and we are the ones who are coming into a relationship. When Obama wanted to run, he took Biden. When Biden wanted to run, he took Kamala Harris. People that they could trust. You don't go coming around telling people I don't trust this guy, and he's the one who's going to be the president. So Kalonzo is an embarrassment to the people of Ukambani. They wamtete, wafanye chochote wanataka, but he's an embarrassment. Yes, before I bring Black and Makiadi, na leo karibu tunafunga, so leo tulianza mapema Black, alafu these people decided kufunga studio, so tunakuja
sawa, watu will be brief tu, hata sitaongea sana.
Okay, sawa. Makiadi, Makiadi alafu nilete black.
Haya, sijui kama Julia yuko hapa, nitaongea kitu moja ambayo amestaja hapa. Kwanza ile kitu nataka kuongea Julia, there's something ambayo Alex aliongea na umerudia. There's this issue of tribal politics. In 2017, Uhuru Kenyatta being elected under Jubilee was a Kikuyu and is still a Kikuyu. The governor of Nairobi was a Kamba, the deputy governor was a Kikuyu. The women rep, Nairobi, Esther Passaris, is a Kikuyu. I don't know why people are trying to paint the team Wanyonyi Sifuna picture as like a Luya ticket in Nairobi. Because if we talk about Kikuyus right now, if we front Raila as a president, he's a Luo, the governor will be Gade, definitely a Kikuyu. We have the women rep, who is Esther Passaris, will be a Kikuyu. The deputy president, in the name of Martha Karua, whom I support very much, will be a Kikuyu. I don't know why it's becoming a very big issue as we discuss here, why Tim Wanyonyi or this guy, Secretary General Sifuna, should shelve their ambition so that they don't paint Nairobi Aluya, whatever, Aluya ticket for that matter. So I think it is a bit unfair to them. If Tim Wanyonyi believes he can win the governorship of Nairobi, despite the fact that Sifuna will run for senator, I think he should be allowed to do that. These are two different seats, and if they can be able to convince the electorate that they can do their job despite being Luyas, then I think they should be allowed to do that. Julia, you want to respond before I go on?
Yes, Makiadi. Really, I understand you. For example, in 2013, I was in the school of Mwai Kibaki. I was so surprised to hear kulikuwa na mademon, and that Mudavadi was not going to be, fronted as a presidential candidate, because I think even many Kikuyus were of the view that we have Mwai Kibaki, therefore let us now have another tribe, and it seemed really in order. But these two people came up, and I think they wrote on the ICC thing and all that stuff. Actually, even the Mount Kenya region was equally surprised. Like, but sasa ikikuja mtu wenu, finally they said ni mtu wetu, let's vote for him. But I think from the start they were buying the Kibaki idea, that because I think Kibaki's idea was like, let's balance this thing. We cannot have another one of us as the president in this country. And fortunately or unfortunately, it happened. Now, about the Kikuyu Nairobi thing, the Kikuyu presidential thing, I think we are a long way. It has to do with even the voting blocks, the numbers, Mr. Makiadi. These people, I think they are trying to play around with the numbers in Nairobi. They're trying to think like, what can make Mount Kenya votes come to our side. But tuko na ukabila mwingi Makiadi, that at one point I think people of Nairobi will be like, it is our person who is the governor. So did you see what the Kambas did with Sonko? Really, Sonko didn't deserve to win. He did not. If you compare Sonko and the other aspirant, he did not deserve to win. But Sonko won because of tribal backing. First, he got the Jubilee vote, that's the Kikuyu and the Kalenjins, and then he got the Kambas who voted. Do you know that the Kambas, I think I stand to be corrected, the Kambas who voted for Raila presidency voted for Sonko for governor? Can you see that irony? Wakenya wako na hiyo tabia. I think Kasutu will agree with me. They have that thing. So I think now this Azimio team is trying to look at, okay, we need to really steal as many Mount Kenya votes as we can, and the only way we can have is have Igadi. However, about the Wanyonyi factor, now I also agree with you. We're really screaming about it. yet we are not screaming about the Kikuyu factor. That is also, I mean, I don't know what you used to call it, satire, or what do we call it? I mean, it's irony. I mean, we're really shouting about the Wanyonyi factor. You're not shouting about the Kikuyu factor, which I think we need to think about it. So that's a point to be discussed, Makiadi. I do not want to disagree with you. It's really debatable. That's my take.
Okay, so let me finish Ndemba so that you can give somebody else a chance. So let me flip the coin on the other side. The other side of Kenya Kwanza Alliance, or UDA, the president, Kalenjin, deputy president will definitely come from Mount Kenya. If they give Rigathi or Ndindi Nyoro or Minji, we are looking at a Kikuyu. Senator Margaret Wanjiru is a Kikuyu, and then the governor will be a Kalenjin. In the name of Sakaja. So you can see, I don't think the tribe here plays a big role. If we condemn Wanyonyi and our son Sifuna, then we should also condemn the other side, because it's still the same lineup. Now let me finish with this Kalonzo thing. Ndemba, I insist here, and I'll say again, if Kalonzo feels is very important in Azimio and he wants to be the DP, and he feels that without the votes of the Kamba people, which he carries in his pocket, Raila will not be the president, then I dare him to walk out of Azimio and go to Kenya Kwanza, get the deputy presidential slot there, and take his Kamba votes there. Let's see if that is possible. Maliza.
Okay, thank you. Na kuna mtu amesema wewe ni cartel mkubwa mpaka hata umevaa t-shirt imeandikwa cartel. So ndio wale makatel wanatusumbua pale ODM. Wale wanatoroka na sasa hakuna kutoroka na
sisi ndio tunauza password.
Nini ndio kuna password? Password bana, mkupatiana password. Black, habari gani? Ume mute sasa, hata sikusikii. Ume mute.
Mzuri.
Endelea.
Habari za wenzangu hapa na wale wanaotuangalia hapa. Kusalama Makiadi, mambo network. Okay, yangu si mengi because I came late na lazima tena nirudi kazini. Mambo ya Azimio mimi sitaingia huko because hawanihusu. So mimi kitu nitaongea pale kwa ile 30% ya Western that Ruto promised the Western leaders. I mean, for one, let's not always be negative minded of Ruto. You know, at least he's been open to the people that what is preparing to and planning to give to the Western side, you know. At least for that, at least tumpatie that credit. No. Because tukiangalia on the other side of Azimio, up till this point, the DAP Kenya, they have no idea what stake or what share they're going to have in the case when Raila Odinga, in the unlikely event, wins the presidential election, what they're going to get out of it. They're just following Raila blindly in his presidential aspirations. But until now, hakuna kitu ambapo wameambiwa from that government what a benefit. Now, as well, nikichambua zaidi, the Western bloc as a whole usually benefits a lot when it comes to economic activities with the neighboring country Uganda, and we all know the history between Raila Odinga and Museveni. We cannot wish that away. Museveni and Raila, in comparison to Ruto and Museveni, Ruto has a much better relationship with Museveni as compared to Raila. So I don't see Raila in any way whatsoever kuweza kuboresha any economic activities and relationship between the Western people and the Ugandans in comparison to Ruto. Hiyo ndio fact bana, Kasuti. Utapoint sana, but ndio ukweli wa mambo. Because one thing is for sure, Museveni has always been has always seen himself as an anti-imperialist, and he sees Raila as an imperialist. How? Anaona Raila as being backed by the British and the Western powers, in that sense, seeing Raila as an imperialist. And Ruto on this other end has branded himself as an anti-imperialist, in that sense, attracting Museveni's eyes. Naona, so ukiangalia pia upande wa Museveni na Ruto relationship, Ruto was part of Museveni's campaign team at some point. That gives you another idea of the kind of relationship that Ruto and Museveni has. So what am I trying to say? When it comes to the Western and Uganda, hatuwezi kusahau mambo hiyo relationship between the Western and the Ugandans ikifikia kwa upande wa biashara. So I think Ruto coming in as a president will be a far much better plus for the Western people as compared to Raila. Sikutaka kusema mengi, so nitaachia hapo.
Black, unajua wewe, wacha tu nikunini kwa hiyo tu jambo tu Black, surely Black. Black, yes. Hata wewe mwenyewe unasikia hata hivyo unasema, hata wewe mwenyewe umecheka tu kwa sababu unaona it really doesn't make a lot of sense. Unasema
nimeona mikono zimeinuka nyingi ndio nikacheka.
Kwa sababu unajua tu yani kuna vile tu hata nyinyi tuenjoy. Sasa
hapana,
Black, hebu jibu hii swali.
Okay.
Black.
Okay, sawa. Sema.
Your guy, I asked that question earlier. Your guy,
okay,
walipopewa 50% the last time, 50% of government, ile wakati waliingia na Uhuru 2013, your guy, I mean mtu wa UDA, ni nani kiongozi wa UDA?
Yani call him by name.
Anaitwa Chief Chicken Seller.
We have no such person.
Okay, huyo jamaa wako alipopewa
assistant Jesus himself.
That's according to Wanjigi alipewa 50%. Hiyo 50% yote alipatiana Kale. Rift Valley, 50% of government.
I'm listening.
So that is a reference point. Kwa hivyo sasa kutoka kwa hii 50% UDA wakiingia, 50% itaenda Kalenjin.
That is your assumption because
no, ngoja, we are using reference.
Okay, finish. Okay, finish.
30% iende Western. The other side coast, Nyanza, Rift Valley, Central, hao wote watagawana 20%.
Nakusikia.
That is question. Don't you think that is a number one, first of all? Lie of the highest order. Number 2, mama mboga atapewa nini? Kama sasa hao watu akina Mudavadi na nani wanapewa 30%. Mama mboga atapewa nini?
What do you mean atapewa nini yani? I mean, is mama mboga in the drawing board? I mean, there are people that are representing them.
Simulisema hakuna positions mtafuti positions. Sasa all of a sudden kuna position mnapeana 30%.
No, angalia.
Can you be consistent? Kama mtafuti position mnapeana 30% ya nini? Can you have consistency
of government?
Ngoja tusikie maswali kutoka kwa hawa watu. Kuna Kasudi, kuna Julia, kuna Fred. So mute tu, sikia maswali yao alafu utajibu yote, then we start taking our closing remarks. Wacha nianze na Mato, nikuje kwa Kasudi alafu nikuje kwa Julia.
Mimi nina maswali na because I know we are about to close. But Roger, Black, you're a good debater. You come here and you know charge the whole thing, and you know how to how to touch people's nerves. You know it very well. You're a mastermind on that one. Remember for me, Black, please. I bet you're always on this channel because you want to see something. And by the way, I don't believe you on that side that you say you are. I believe you just come here and chokoza too, so that the conversation can go on. Personally, that's what I believe. And I think at one time I will prove right I mean, I'll be proved right. But naweza penda badala ya kuja kutupa hizo mavitu zote kutuchokoza tu na kuchokoza watu because you know what forum you are in. I really on a nice term, because I think you're very smart more than unakujanga kuchokoza watu hapa. I want you to define for me na nilikusikia mchana, but I want you to define in front of all these people what imperialism is. I want you to define that. If you don't have it, give us time, go find it, look at it, and compare it to what you just said. Because also, unaweza tupa majina hapa hivi and then you don't have the definition of it, and then it looks different because sometimes people define things different. I'm a scholar, you are a scholar, I believe you are. What does imperialism mean? I want you to define that before you answer me anything. I want you to define imperialism. Please. That's all I want. After that, nitachia kina Kasuti. I believe kuna watu wengine wanakutaka saizi. Wanangoja tu damu yako saizi. Because you do this every day and you know how to do it. Every single day. Kuna watu tunajua kwa hii channel wanakujanga kufanyia kitu. Please give us the definition of imperialism before you even counter anything. Ndio usikuja hapa hivi ukirusha maneno just because some people don't understand what it is, or you think some people don't understand, and then you come and throw some words in it that don't even make any sense. Tell us and make it work with what the statement you said about imperialism. Please go for it. And no kichapa, by the way, umanigonga.
I think it would be best if you are the one who would go and try and find out what the word imperialism means. I mean, it's a word.
Dude, I didn't bring imperialism in the conversation. You brought it.
Then you should listen. When people are here debating, we cannot start spoon feeding you.
Don't throw words. Don't throw words in a debate that you cannot back yourself on.
Unarudisha shule bana. Unarudisha shule.
Sasa kwa nini basi unaleta imperialism? Nani alileta? Mimi ningekuja na imperialism ningesema.
I just
dude, wacha kutubeba upala.
Unless you did not understand what I said. Unless you did not understand what I said.
You brought it.
I'll not answer that question. I'll not answer that question.
Oh, so no, you don't even know what imperialism means, but you brought it into the conversation and nobody else brought it into the conversation.
I'm not silly to have brought up a word if I didn't know.
So why don't you just define what you brought in the conversation?
Why do I have to start defining words here? I mean, are we here to define words? Come on.
But you're bringing a big word. That means a lot.
I even went across to say, as far as to say that Raila seems to be a project of the British and the Western. After using the word
definition for imperialism,
and are we not? Come on, man. Sometimes you should get to understand something.
You know, we're having an international discussion here. If you're gonna bring a difficult word like that, you have to come. You have to know what it means. You don't just throw words into things that you don't understand. If you want to say it and if you think you understand it, tell us what imperialism means. And then let's move on from that. I'm not saying that you don't know it. I think you're a scholar. I think you know what you're talking about. But please, at least explain to the people in the comment section, explain to the people listening to this from UK, from Canada, from here, from Kenya, and everything, from Tanzania. Explain to them when you come here and throw a word like imperialism and try to portray yourself, I mean, not portray yourself, but make your statement on an imperialism kind of statement, what you mean by imperialism and what imperialism means. So please define
Makeri,
that. Don't just throw words.
Yeah, Martin, it's okay. You've made your point. Let him respond now. Just give him a minute or two to respond.
Makeri, do you have a question as well? Makeri, you addressed your hand. What was your question?
I think Kasuti Julia.
I was the one who,
okay.
who was
yes,
supposed
Kasuti.
to come in.
Tell me, Kasuti.
I'm the son of the soil of, especially kitovu cha Waluya, that is Bukusu land. Mimi, I'm the son of the soil. So when you talk about Luya or when you talk about Western, I can tell you where Western starts and where Western ends. I know all boundaries of Western. But I want to tell you this for free. During Moi's time, kulikuwa na soko ilikuwa inaitwa Chebukube. Do you know the meaning of Chebukube? It was the only market in Kenya was doing what we call black business. Black market, it was the only market. Where is it allocated? It's allocated in the border of Malaba and Kenya border. Ilikuja ikamalizwa na nani? Ilikuja ikamalizwa na Kibaki. Huyu baba tu unasema huyu. Let me tell you something. If there is somebody who can protect us from the evils of Museveni, none. Ruto cannot do that. I'm telling you for free, because I know all borders from Salama, Mount Elgon, Salama, Mount Elgon, if you know where it is, kuja Matakwez, Bungoma yote, kwenda paka inaitwa Budalangi, rudi ingia paka huko Mikingo Island, inaitwa Mikingo huko. I know. And if there is anybody, do you know why Museveni and Baba they don't read in one script? Because if Museveni anaweza pata mtu kama Raila, kama huyo rafiki yake huyo unasemea your leader, I'm telling you, Bungoma it will be in Uganda on a twinkle of an eye. Bungoma will be in Uganda, and that is what Baba cannot allow. So let me tell you the fact from my viewpoint. Nakwambia ya kwamba hiyo ni propaganda, uongo, 30%. In fact, nani alikwambia? Sisi tumeka opposition since time memorial. Western has been in position. Niwaambie sikukani ulituona kwa serikali, but we have been surviving, we have been living. So wewe ukikuja hapo kutuambia tunatupatia 30%, hiyo ni uongo mtupu. You cannot bring any change in Western. Mali tu tulipatikana kwa serikali, it's only the days of Michael Wamalwa kijana. Hapo ndipo tulifeel ya kwamba now we are close to power, and there is something we believe in from Western. There is something we believe in. Don't think that we fight for Baba for nothing. There is something we believe in. We are religious people. Hiyo ni one. We are people who respect the man, the prophet, the prophecy, and everything. We believe in the people who are proclaimed the men of God. So kidogo tu nimalizane na huyu Black. Huyu Black, it seems he don't understand Western, or he don't understand.
Julia pia ako hapa. Wacha Julia, umeuliza swali. Ngoja kidogo Black. Wacha Julia pia uliza swali. Julia pia ulikuwa na swali?
Yes, my questions are simple and I think direct. Western itapata 30. What do you think will go to the other regions, including Rift Valley? Okay, how will that benefit Western province? Mtu kama Kasuti hivi. Juu Kasuti hata kupewa hicho cheo cha cabinet secretary. Now, third question. Do you believe in Ruto's words, Mr. Black, if you search your heart? Thank you, Demba.
Okay, can I respond?
Okay. Yeah, now respond haraka ndio tufunge, na kama haujui
Kasuti, kabla nisahau Kasuti, maana ndo umetoka haraka sasa hii. Hii Migingo Island, hii dispute ilianza lini? About Migingo Island. Kasuti,
uliza
the issue of Migingo Island ilianza lini?
Mimi ni Western.
Okay, mbele Demba maybe unaweza
wewe Black, fanya hivi, hebu mute kidogo.
You know why I was saying that?
Mute kidogo.
You know why I'm getting there. Wacha nimjibu.
Ngoja kidogo. Unajua Black namjua. Black, wewe jibu maswali yale unaweza jibu. Usianze kuinterrogate, sijui unajua hii, sijui ilianza lini, nini. You'll take a lot of time. Just answer the one you can answer, differ with the one you can differ with, refuse to answer the one you cannot answer. That is the way you do it. You answer what you think you can answer, you differ with what you think you can differ with, and you ignore what you think you can ignore. Hivyo tu.
Sasa maana yake lazima nirudi kazini haraka. Niko kama 2 minutes.
Wacha nimjibu hiyo.
Okay, Kasuti. Well, hii issue ya Migingo Islands ilianza kitambo when Raila was still prime minister. Isn't it?
Pana, no, let's not deform.
That's what I'm trying to avoid. Mato relax.
Ilianza kitambo hiyo issue. Haijaanza juzi.
Hold on, Black.
Yeah, usiache yetu yaribiwe hapa bwana.
Black.
Kitambo. We know where ilianzia.
No, hold on you guys.
Kitambo sana.
Hold on both of you. Black, there's a reason as to why I'm telling you to respond in the way that I'm directing you. Kindly respond to what you can respond to, ignore what you don't know, and pass what you think cannot be answered. Hivyo tu, sema kama unasema hii issue ya Migingo ilianza kitambo and I don't think can be solved right now, then you move to the next. Hivyo tu, because we need to start taking our closing remarks, otherwise tutashinda hapa.
Mimi nimempea demarcation.
Okay, about the 30% ambayo Julia ameuliza. Julia, sorry. Hello, unanisikia? About the 30% ambayo Julia alikuwa anauliza. Hii kumbuka was an agreement between Ruto as the leader of Kenya Kwanza to ANC and Ford Kenya as a bloc party for Western Kenya. Not the region, but the parties, the two parties. Now the two parties represent those regions. Now understand? Now, it is also good to note that the major parties for Kenya Kwanza are UDA, Kenya Kwanza, ANC, and the other little affiliate parties that came thereafter, which we can consider them as others. Isn't it? So it is expected that out of this 70% that remains, with UDA as the other major party from the three, that was UDA, ANC and the Ford Kenya. Now from that pengine wanaweza toa, sijui manake bado hajatuambia, so I don't want to speculate. You know, it's best to talk about things that I know. Najaribu kusema pengine perhaps out of this 70% anaweza sema pengine 20% iende kwa hawa others, then UDA back na 50. I don't know what his math is going to be. So let's just not be quick to say eti kwamba watapeana 2020 sijui what. But what my point was, I mean, that I was trying to put across was that tusisahau kwamba the three major parties ambao iliform Kenya Kwanza wa hizi tatu, UDA, Ford Kenya, ANC. The other parties just came along. So ikifika kwa upande wa any significant percentage when it comes to share of the government, for sure these three would take the biggest chunks, then the rest would go to the others. I hope Julia nimejaribu vile niwezavyo kujibu swali yako, but until ile point ambayo tutapewa exact figures, we cannot just speculate kwamba it is impossible, is lying. No, let's not go through that route. Thank you.
Okay, you didn't
answer thank you.
How did Kasuti benefit and me and
Matiangi? Okay, thank you, Julia. From the answer, he doesn't know. I mean, he would answer you that. And
Mount Kenya is in UDA, isn't it?
We don't know.
Rift Valley is part of UDA, isn't it?
UDA will take 70%. It's only Western that is being told that you will take 30%. But when you go to coast, you don't tell them you'll take what percentage. Anyway, thank you so much. Thank you so much.
As Azimio told us, what they're going to give anybody.
Zero. No, that's what you tell us. Thank you. Anyway, thank you, Black. Thank you, Martin Deto. Thank you, Ricky. Thank you, Julia. Thank you, Fred Kasudi. Now, wote ambao wameweza kuja.
Demba, I need to correct Kenyan history.
No, it's okay.
No, I need to.
No. It's okay, Ndeto. We have to close. Thank you so much. We really appreciate everybody who was able to come in for the second part B. And wale ambao kawaida mnakuja kufunga kama Ndeto, Makiadi na Julia. And of course, we really appreciate you a lot. Peter Nash, Kizito Patrick, kuna watu kibao huko nyuma wanataka kuingia, lakini tunafunga show. Nyinyi mmeamka saizi wa Kenya na nini, mnataka kuingia, sisi tunafunga show. So Peter Nash, Showboy, William Ruto videos, umekuja hapa kugonga Ndeto, unapiga Ndeto bure. Ndeto ni mtu hapa, hata ukimpiga hana shida, yeye amezoea. So tupa tu mawe. Ndeto ni mtu, he's hardened, he's been through these streets. Sasa hata ukimwambia nini, wewe ndio unapoteza time yako hapo chini. Elkana Shivashi, asante. Kizito Patrick, I'm blessed. Thank you, Kasuri, for bringing up the issue of Chebukube. Kuna mtu umeshika huko chini anaitwa I'm blessed. Fred Kasuri meleta Chebukube. Danny Darius, asante sana. Father Danny, asante. Black amekataa kujibu maswali, lakini tunamjua. Kesho tutakuwa naye tena hapa, God willing. Duke Moses, pole, I'm not sharing the link right now. See you tomorrow again. I mean later today. God bless you and thanks for coming. Kama kawaida, Richi Makiadi, wewe uko huku juu na uko huko chini bana. Can you choose one side, one place? Katel, wewe ni Katel kabisa. Bob Werunga, nakujua sana Bob Werunga. I know you Bob Werunga. Pokea salamu. Visiwe issue. David Olo, ulikuwa hapa, asante sana. Acha nitaje mingine hapa, isiwe issue. Kerry Duncan, Julia, where are you at tuanza campaign ya baba? Where are you at tuanze campaign ya baba? Kuna mtu anaitwa Kerry Duncan, sijui kama anajua Julia. Julia ko South Carolina. When I was in Kenya nilikuwa nasema South Carolina. So and when we came, we were told it's South Carolina. When I was in Kenya, it was Atlanta. I came here, it was Atlanta. Ish. Anaitwa nani? Vital O, asante. Asili2 TV, asante. Na wale wengine wote. Kinara, ningependa kuwataja, lakini si eti nawachukia, ni kwamba time ndizo hizo. Bob Werunga, nakujua. Lejiri Lekula, kuna watu wana majina kweli. Mairura Barario, majina mnayo. Duke Minnesota, Kenya ilikuwa Minnesota. Kenya ilikuwa Minnesota. Need to know what percentage of Azimio goes to Western Kenya. I mean, you guys, mnakata ng'ombe kabla hamjaiua. Situiwe kwanza, alafu ndio tuanze kujua inaenda wapi. Mko na whole county, mmeuliza governor na kupatia nini wenyu ngapi? Governor wako umemuuliza wewe kwa village yenyu mnapata ngapi? You people who cannot hold your governor to account, you want to start holding the president to account. Mtu aliwaibia watu wa Bungoma kwanza, mnataka kuelect mtu aliwaibia, akawaletea non-carcinogenic wheelbarrow, akawauzia 120,000 wheelbarrow.
Hiyo achana nayo, hiyo tuachie bwana Themba. Hiyo mtu mwenye anasema hiyo hawezi. Hii haiwezi kuseli wheelbarrow. Wewe unafikiria 1,100 wheelbarrow ya kurudumu mbili?
You Otieno, Themba, why do you skip me? Kwani you have a beef with... I don't even know you. How can I have a beef with a name? I don't even know if you are a person. Could be a ghost. How can I have a beef with the name? Yufi Otieno. How can I have a beef with... I don't have no beef with you, Yufi. Nimekuita basi isiwe issue. And even support na wengine. Now, tuchukue our closing remarks. Nataka kuanza na Martin, Makiadi, Julia, Fred Kasudi, and then of course tumalize na Black. Martin, sasa ile kitu nataka kusema unaweza sema ukifunga pia. Martin.
Thank you, Themba. Thank you for the guys that are here. Thank you for the guys in the comment section. Hata mkinigonga, by the way, like Themba just told you, me, I'm a strong guy. Munanigonganga huko, it's just fine. I mean, personally, I'm one of those people who you will never affect me by kunigonga. Nigonge venye unataka, because at the end of the day, I am Martin and I live my life. So me, hata zio zingine mkiongea huko mkijaribu kunigonga, all the people when I'm on stage, when I'm on the panel, the people that I care about so much, inakuwaga wenye tuko nao hapa hivi, and what my positions are and what I want to say and everything. And it's good. We like you. Mkitugonga huko nyuma, gonga kabisa, ua. If you're saying Mato doesn't, Mato's doing needs, Mato is speaking too much, you know what? That's what we do, because we appreciate that. You guys being there. At least you're taking your time to see us, be there, listen to us, and maybe at the same time, next time you might come into the panel, na utagongwa pia wewe yoyo side ingine huko nyuma. Now if you itakuuma sasa, hiyo itakuwa si shida yako, wewe utajua venye ya kujihandle ukigonga huko nyuma. So be careful ukigonga mtu huko nyuma if you're on the comment section, because siku moja utataka kuingia hapa na utagongwa hiyo side ingine, ama sisi ndo tutakuwa huko. So just be careful. I mean, for me, it doesn't bother me, but I'm just talking to the people in the comment section. I love this panel. Today we had to fight so much to bring it back. The people that are involved in bring it back, they understand what we are talking about. Nitakimbia raka. I wanted to correct something, Themba, about Migingo, and it's not back to, I know it's closing. Migingo is the last part of Kenya that is still yenye bado inapiganiwa na Uganda and Kenya, when Uganda under Idi Amin wanted to take, I don't think people know the history of that. Naivasha was supposed to be Uganda. Idi Amin had said that when he wanted to be the king of Scotland. Go read, or even watch the documentaries. And at that time is when the old Kenyatta said, na tutatuma ndege 3 za kivita na tukituma hazikuji kusalimia nyanya zenyu. And that's how we won, and Naivasha did not come to be Uganda. Migingo is the last contested place that we have between Uganda and Kenya. And that's why we kila time tunakuwa na shida which one is gonna stand and which one is not gonna be. Julia, I love your conversation. Leo sina maneno mingi, lakini kesho Mama Selina atatuchapa mimi na wewe because of what you said about women. You know, we love women. Lakini you kind of almost supported what I was saying. Na I took a day nikatoka kwa sababu nilikuwa naogopa Mama Selina tugonge because ya wanawake. Hatuna shida na wanawake. We just want them to, at least if we're gonna be, we just want, I mean, we want them in politics, but tunataka wakwe, you know, fight for it. I mean, just have a fair try, you know. Let's go for it. Come, we'll support you as men, as your husbands, and as everything. We just want it, but we're not gonna be saying that just because you are a woman now you have to get this, and you know, it's not a disability. You're part of us. You're equal, you know. And I know you. Kesho nitaumwa na mama Selina. Themba, I think watu wote wanyoka hapa hivi Kasuti, man, always Richie mtu wangu, Themba, Mama Julia, all I can say, ntangoja Themba nani anaambia nani atakuwa kimba nini wimbo ya taifa na constitution. Themba, I think we need to move on to either the next stanza or read the whole thing, because the first stanza says something. We've had it for a long time. If we can move to the second or the third, or even the third, or even do the whole thing, because the whole national anthem says something, like we've gone to the constitution. So I think that's a suggestion that I have. Leo nimeandika kila kitu. I wanted to, you know, kama inawezekana, we read the whole, you know, the whole national anthem, so that we're not stuck on the same part. But other than that, guys, man, God bless you. I'm glad to always see you guys, and I hope one day we sit down somewhere and have a good time. And when you wanna say uko watu kelele uko na kupigana, some people is just how they speak. If somebody speaks a certain way, it doesn't mean that's what they mean. Most of the people that we converse over here know that you know, like, to defend myself, Mato doesn't just, you know, shout. He just speaks his mind. And I appreciate everybody. God bless you today. God bless you tomorrow. And let's meet another day.
Thank you, Mato. Mato, sasa wewe ndio utatolea hiyo now that you are ready. I'm blessed, ameshasema wewe ndio utatuimbia wimbo wa taifa. So just get yourself ready. Makiadi atatusomea constitution, alafu wewe utatuimbia ndio tunini. Makiadi, it's your time now to give your closing remark.
Thank you, Ndemba. As you see, hii show ni kama gari ambayo iko na battery mzee. Haifai kuzimwa kwa sababu sijui tutatoa jumper cables wapi za kuistart tena. Today was a sad day. Basically tumeenda kufufua hii kitu ndio at least tuongee. Hii maneno yote tungeenda nayo kwa kitanda, sijui tungefanya namna gani. But that's that. I hope hiyo makosa itarudiwa. Wacha hii gari iendelee hata kama hakuna mtu kwa show. Wakati watu wa jioni tutakuja, tutaingia tu hapa na tunachagua moderator hata kama Themba hajafika. Nataka tu ni respond kwa Black kidogo kwa sababu najua anatusikia. Ukitupatia example na mtu anaitwa Museveni ati kwa sababu ni rafiki ya Ruto unasema Western itafaidika, I think you are misleading us. Museveni ni mtu amekaa kwa hiyo kiti almost 40 years saa hizi. Na Uganda ukikompea na hizi nchi zingine zote za East Africa, Uganda imebaki nyuma sana. So kama unataka kutupatia role model wako, useme role model wa Ruto ni Museveni, then we should be afraid of you because we are thinking in the line of je akiingia katika hicho kiti alafu amue kubadilisha katiba aendelee kutawala miaka kama hiyo Museveni amekalia hiyo kiti, Kenya tutaenda wapi? Ni nani atakuja kutuokoa? So we don't want to go that route. Mambo ya Western Kenya kupatiwa 30%. Nashangaa sana ni kwa nini Mudavadi na anaitwa nani jamaa na Wetangula wanakuwa combined wote wawili. Black ametuambia hizo ni chama kubwa tatu. Nashangaa ni kwa nini chama hizi kubwa tatu, mbili zinagawanywa zinasukumiwa kipande ya mguu huko, mnaambiwa and then mkagawane 30%. Alafu ni funny sana kwa sababu Ruto akienda Western anasema nyinyi kama Western nitawapatia 30% ya serikali. Alafu 70 ya juu itaenda wapi? Mtu anatoka coast. Hata Black angekuwa anatuambia hapa kwa sababu yeye ni mtu kutoka Mombasani, angetuambia katika hii 70 watu wa coast wako wapi? Northeastern iko wapi? Watu wa kutoka Lamu, mtu wa kutoka Lamu wako wapi kwa hii serikali? Laikipia wako wapi? So it is a very very dangerous trend ambayo hata Wakenya wanafaa kuona hapa ni kucheza mnachezwa. Now finally nitaongelea story ya Nairobi. Hii Nairobi inanisumbua sana because hii Nairobi vile naona ikiendelea kupangwa, it's like tunataka tu Sakaja achukue hii kiti. Na I know Sakaja is just a spruced up Sonko. Ni Sonko ambaye anavaa suti ambayo imepigwa pasi. Na kama Sakaja atachukua hii kiti ya Nairobi, mimi ninasema without fear of contradiction, Sakaja atakuwa hold hostage na William Ruto. Kwa sababu Sakaja hana pesa ambazo zinaweza tosha mtu kufanya campaign Nairobi. Kuna mtu ambaye atakuwa na mfanda. Na mtu wa kumfund mnafaa mjiulize kama Wakenya, pesa za kumlipa za kujilipa zitatoka wapi? So Sakaja akiingia pale is the same thing na Igathe. These guys ni watu ambao wanachunga what interest za watu wengine binafsi, na they are likely to make decisions from being pressured from other quarters. So tukue careful. Mimi nitasimama hapa na niseme kila siku, mimi ninaamini Tim Wanyonyi is the best suited person. Wacha achukue governor na Igathe akuwe deputy wake, lakini not the other way around. Kwa sababu Tim Wanyonyi ako na record, kila mtu anajua record yake, lakini these other two guys hakuna kitu Sakaja amesaidia watu wa Nairobi. Igathe naye, he might be a good administrator, but also to be a governor of Nairobi, you also need to be a good politician. So I think he lacks one. He has one, but he lacks one. Tim Wanyonyi has both and is the best suited person for that seat. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Makiadi. Julia?
About 30%, I want to tell fellow Kenyans that we don't need these promises. Ati kwa kina Kasutu watapewa 30, kwa kina Makiadi siji watapewa 20. In fact, at the end of the day, me and Makiadi, we are the same, even with Uhuru coming from Mount Kenya region. And what we need is good leaders, whether from Northeastern, whether from Tana River district, or county, wherever. We need good people who can work for this country. If we have a cabinet, we need a cabinet that is going to perform. We don't need, you don't need to tell Kenyans that Central mutapata 20%. Tuache hizo drama. I think going forward, Kenyans, we should even set Baba free. We should not be supporting him, telling him that, hey, sisi Mount Kenya tunakupigia kura ndio utupatie SG 40%. No, going forward, we should not do that. Let us give Baba freedom to work with the kind of people that are going to produce results in our dear country. So these dramas are Ruto 30%, that is a cake, that is outdated, and that is not viable in the current nation of Kenya. Let him just tell us that I'll work with the right people that will transform this country. That is the messaging we need for Kenya. About Tim Wanyonyi and Igathe, and I hope what David Dolo was saying, nobody has told me whether it's true or not, is not true. I think I said the least I expect is to hear Tim Wanyonyi, Igathe team. I don't think I want, even if we want to please Kalonzo is unpleasable. So I think tumefika wakati, tuseme liwalo liwe. Let him do his worst. I'm sorry to say this on TV. Let him do his worst, because we cannot satisfy Kalonzo. Hata tukimpatia governor, he'll still not be happy. He'll still be producing those tantrums on the press all the time. So going forward, I think Kenyans, we need people who will just support Baba without expecting him to tell us that he'll give us 20% or 30%. Let us give him the freedom to work with the right people. And because all of us know that the next government ni ya Baba, sitakosa kutoa mwito wangu kwa wenye hawajaamua, na waomba mvuke sakafu, mje upande wa Baba, tuunge Baba mkono ndio aingie State House. Asante Themba.
Napenda hapo ukisemanga hivyo Julie. Haya, Kasuri.
The only thing mi wacha nianze hapa. Nobody has a audacity to talk about Western. In fact, if you can remember since time memorial, in fact, sijui kama kuna kitu Ruto anaweza fanya ibadilishe Western. Nothing. He cannot do. He can't do anything. If he didn't do when he was with the Jirongo, and hizo time ndio walikuwa na uwezo wa kufanya wa kubadilisha Western ifanye vile wanavyotaka. Paka leo hii sidhani. Sasa hii story, unajua watu hawajui hii story ya wheelbarrow ilitoka wapi. Hii wheelbarrownomics ilitoka Bungoma. And then we know who was the beneficiary of algorithms, tyrant of numbers, and who fronted him and who made him to do all to kama WW aliweza kunyakua kiti kutoka kwa algorithm method. Sasa unataka kuniambia atapitia wapi? Saa hii hakuna hiyo algorithm, atapitia wapi? Hawezi. So ndugu yangu, mtu asikuja hapa kutuambia story na Western. Hiyo it's out of the question, it's out of bounds. Hiyo wachana nayo. Kile kitu tu nitaongelea ya timu na nani, hii ni hesabu inafanywa, because kile kitu sisi tunaangalia saa hii it's a voting block ya Kikuyu nation. And then when we come to Nairobi politics, hivyo ndio hesabu inachezwa pale. Na sidhani kama Kalonzo amesumbua sana. Na kama ni hiyo ukweli David Olovile alikuwa anasema ni ukweli, Tim Wanyonyi he has a very akona respect kubwa sana kwa Baba. Whatever Baba will tell him, and he's ready to see Baba becoming president. We can lose Nairobi to UDA, but Baba aingie State House. Are you getting the point? We can sacrifice. Sasa hii imekuja ni mambo na masacrifice. Na kuna mtu akuja hapa akasema ati the Raila ule tulikuwa tunajua zile wakati, si Raila tunajua saa hii. Mimi nilikuwa na jawabu kumwambia ya kwamba saa hii ile politics Baba anacheza, it is the politics that he has never played. Hajawahi cheza hiyo siasa tangu dunia iumbwe. Ametoa arsenals zake zote, ujanja yake yote. So which means Baba saa hii, I don't think so kama kuna kitu itakuja kumsimamisha. Na for the benefit of ule mtu alisema story na Jebukube, huyo mtu asitukumbusha hapa ati anatuambia ati uhusiano wa Museveni na Western. Ile Jebukube madhara ilifanya Kenya paka saa hii because of Moi. Paka saa hii bado tunalia, kuna magovu iliacha, so tunalia paka saa hii. Alafu mtu anakuja kutuambia ati sasa anakuja kustrengthen, anakuja kufufua Chebukube ifufuke. My friend, hiyo ni ndoto. Ni ndoto ya mchana. Chebukube haiwezi kafufuka, haiwezi. Hiyo ilizikwa na ikasikwa kwa kaburi la sahau. Saa hii Western are the people who depend on themselves. They are the people who knows where they are coming from, where they are, and where they are going to. We don't need that percent. We need people who will work for us. All of our industries ziko kwa makoti, zingine hata zimefungwa. Huyu Ruto tu alikuja akainunua pani pepa, paka leo hii ilienda ikachokorwa kidogo ikatoa moshi, paka leo hii haijawahi fanya kazi. Huyu Ruto huyu. Sasa hatujui akisema anasaidia Western, sijui ni nini huyu mtu anataka kutuambia. Pan paper is the only industry tulikuwa tunajua East and Central Africa, Sub-Sahara ya pan paper. Paka leo hii haijawahi fanya kazi, despite the fact alipewa pesa. Na niliwaambia wakati wa 2013 Ruto alichukua pesa, Uhuru akachukua bunduki. Uhuru ameperform kazi yake vizuri. So anything that we are encountering today, Uhuru has nothing to do with it at all. The question we have to ask, tunafaa kuuliza Ruto, wewe ulichukua pesa, hizi vitu zote zimefail, zimeenda under the sijui what, hii makodi tuko nayo, kabla kuambie kitu yenye atakutendea unafaa kumuuliza, wewe ulichukua pesa, je, tuko na pesa mfukoni vile ulikuwa umesema? Energy chini, industry chini, sijui nini, trades chini, kila kitu chini. We didn't know that. But the last, wacha niseme hivi, if you want to know what President Uhuru Kenyatta is thinking, kuna mtu mmoja anataka kukutuma kwake, uangalie vile anaongea. Wawili, in fact, huyu ni Murathe, alafu kuna huyu MP wa Nyeri Town, anaitwa Gunjiri Wambugu. Juzi Gunjiri alisema hivi, Raila doesn't need somebody who see himself that he's equal to Raila. Hiyo ikatoa equation ya Kalonzo completely. And then that is how President Uhuru Kenyatta is thinking. Ule mtu anakuja kutupikia kifua hapa, anasema yeye anataka kujikombea na baba, ati anatoshana na baba. Yaani ati baba, hiyo tu nimeleta shida. Azimio, Kalonzo hataki kukubali ya kwamba he's not and he will never be equal to baba. He don't want to admit that one. So hiyo issue, ukiangalia hiyo tweet ya Wambugu Gunjiri, it will tells you what President Uhuru Kenyatta is thinking. Na hiyo equation ya Kalonzo tumeitoa, na hiyo tumeitupilia mbali. Hata akiwacha wawapee Nairobi, hata wakitaka wasifanye nini wafanye, as long as Kalonzo anyamaze kelele na asituletee upuzi. Tumechoka na hiyo mambo yake. Na kama haiko hivyo, tutamtumia Men in Black. Hivyo tu, ikifikanga mahali kama hapo sasa, tunamwambia my friend, mahali imefika sasa, tutatumia huyo Manzo Men in Black. Tunamwambie we kanyaka frame. Sasa kwa sababu alijiingiza, alikuja voluntarily na akajiingiza pale. Alafu sasa amekuja ndani, ameanza kufuruka kutoka within. Anatufuruka. Angalia hiyo opinion poll yenye imetoka juzi. From 47% mpaka 43. Mpaka 41. Inamaanisha nini? Hii period yenye huyu Kalonzo ameleta hii shida yote. Sisi tulifikiria wakati baba alipanda, aliraise wakati wa endorsement ya Sakana 3. Alafu na endorsement ya Uhuru. Baba akatoka from 43 to 47. Imagine hizi wrangles in between, hizi Kalonzo hii upusi anatuletea, amedrop kutoka 40, kwa sababu baba hajakuwa na campaign, imekuwa tu siasa ya Kalonzo. Kalonzo in, Kalonzo out. Kalonzo in, Kalonzo out. Baba hajakuwa engaged na wananchi so far. That's why amedrop from 47 to 41. I'm getting the point. So mali inafikanga mahali sasa, inafika wale kuna tofauti ya disciples and followers. So baba akona disciples, and among those disciples I'm the one. We don't wait to hear to see things going wrong around baba. So Kalonzo mwambie afanye hivi. This time round hakuna certificate ya kukimbia nayo. Alionewa kwa maji. Hakuna. So atulie na ampewe kile atapewa, ananyamazi. Na akizidi hivyo mtaona. Sitreta ni mtu. Anyway, sijatreta ni mtu. Ataona tu ile kunaendanga.
Ukisema watajua wajuu na juu unaenda ndani. Haya. Makiadi, tusome constitution.
Okay, sawa. Constitution leo tutasoma chapter 4, article 32. It talks about freedom of conscience, religion, belief, and opinion. 1. Every person has the right of to freedom of conscience, religion, thought, belief, and opinion. 2. Every person has the right, either individually or in community with others, in public or in private, to manifest any religion or belief through worship, practice, teaching, or observation, including observance of a day of worship. 3. A person may not be denied access to any institution, employment, or facility, or the enjoyment of any right because of the belief of that person or their religion. Number 4, a person shall not be compelled to act or engage in any act that is contrary to the person's belief or religion. Namalizia hapo.
So if you are sacked because of political reasons, you can sue that company. You can go take that company to court, ya kwamba amekufukuza kwa sababu you believe in a particular political persuasion. Yes, I'm blessed. We are actually closing. We are just continuing to know Article Chapter 4 of our Constitution, and we are continuing to learn our Chapter 4 of our Constitution. Thank you so much, everyone who joined us today. Ruto Choosing NOS, Luther Waiguru as running mate here. Now, Mato, tafadhali wale ambao mmekuja hapa, this is how we close the debate. We have our Constitution, which Makiadi takes us through. Then we have our national anthem, which we have to do together. And I'm blessed. Thank you for always keeping it right here. And of course, for those who join us, tafadhali endelea ku subscribe. Linet Wabomba, unasema unatusikiza, let nobody ever compare with Museveni. Unasema kwamba huko Texas. Asante sana. Hata mimi niko Texas, sijui huko upande gani. We can always say the Texans can come right here tuweze kupiga kelele hapa kama wana Texas. Now Martin, take us through the national anthem kama kawaida.
Thank you, Themba. Thank you for everybody. I guess let me go straight to, and Themba, look at that guy called William Ruto somewhere there. He's talking Matope, but that's okay. He can do it. Let's finish with our national anthem and our prayers. And today I'm taking it a little bit of an upper stage. I know, Themba, you're always very fast on the first one, but I was looking at the other day and I thought it would be nice if we looked at the other stanzas too. So today I've written them down. I'm not a professional on them, but I'm going to go through all of them. And I think as the way we come over here, we need to kind of also think about what the others say. So the first one that we are very used with, which is always what closes us, and which is on prayer, is E Mungu, nguvu yetu, ilete baraka kwetu, haki iwe ngao na mlinzi, na tukae na undugu, amani, uhuru, raha, tupate na ustawi. So that has been our normal one. But on the next one, it goes deeper. Amkeni ndugu zetu, tufanye zote bidii, nasi tujitoe kwa nguvu, nchi yetu ya Kenya tunayoipenda, tuwe tayari kuilinda. And then the last one goes, na tujenge taifa letu, ndio wajibu wetu, Kenya istahili heshima, tuungane mikono pamoja kazini, kila siku tuwe na shukrani. I think all of them combined shows us the Kenyans that we are, and that's the reason we have to come here and have this conversation and not beat each other or call each other stupid or call each other the names that we do over here, whether in the comment section or on the panels, but to also think about our dear country that we come from, because at the end of the day, that's not our country. It's our kids and our kids' kids' country. Thank you.
Thank you Mato, thank you. Naona kuna William Ruto videos anasema fake Kamba accent, fake little knowledge. Tumezoea, wewe si wa kwanza. But do you know where Oparanya team Azimio will be in Texas when they come to? They will be in DC, and then I think where was this? Some San Francisco. I think DC and San Francisco. I think those are the places they're not coming to Texas. I don't think they're coming to Texas. So too bad. I'm in McKinney City, but I have family. I have friends in Grand Prairie. So nikikuja Grand Prairie linaitwa bomba, nitakutafuta. Yeah, I'm in McKinney City, almost 45 minutes away from where you are. Tanapanga kuiba kura. Ataibia wapi? You guys don't know how elections happen in Africa. Wezi iba kura ya president ambaye yuko. The only way, let me now take you away from, if you ever thought that Ruto anaweza kuibia kura, forget. The only way Ruto kama ni anaweza shinda Raila is if there is a serious euphoria kama ya 2002. That was euphoria ambayo ilisweep one Moi from power. Hiyo ilikuwa ni euphoria. People were tired. There's only twice that has happened. Actually thrice. The first one was independence. The second one was 2005 during the referendum. People came and voted against the constitution ambayo ilikuwa inakuwa pushed na Mwai Kibaki. Ikashindwa. They voted no. Right? 2010, they voted for the constitution. 2002, wakifukuza Moi. So there was only those 3 times. The next one, if Ruto was to win this, is euphoria. Hakuna euphoria. Ruto akona ametafuta sijui mara sijui hustler versus sijui nini narrative. Hakuna wametafuta sijui mtu wa mboga. Hakuna narrative inakuja. So hakuna euphoria saizi, and you can't steal an election ya the sitting president. You can't. Not in Africa, not in East Africa. You can only win by euphoria. Ruto hana hiyo euphoria. Ndio maana UDA ilifanya nomination in Rift Valley na Central. Kwa nini kufanya Nyanza? Kwa nini kufanya direct tickets? ODM sasa unasikia it's across the country. Mahali unasikia kuna nominations za ODM zinaendelea. So, and even the turnout ya UDA was minimal, kidogo. So forget about Ruto kuambia ati sijui ataiba kura. Hakuna. You can't steal kura ya sitting president. Remember when are you coming to visit Australia? Tell your niece I'll be coming to Australia. Remember, UDA must know that. Yes. UDA people, tafadhali mtoe kwa akili yenu ya kwamba Ruto anaweza kuwaibia kura. Hakuna. Nowhere. I know you guys mlikuwa mnaambiwa ati sijui kuna jamaa anaitwa Chirichiri ati ana work kwa office of the deputy president. Office of the deputy president. When was the deputy president in that office? When was he even in that office? He has been a ghost worker. So kama mtu ana assist kwa hiyo ofisi yake, you can imagine how much access he has even to government information. So forget, stop staying on inaitwa wallowing on fool's paradise. Ati unajua kuna vitu Ruto bana najua, kuna watu wetu huko ndani. That's propaganda. Don't be lied to. You can't steal. The only way Ruto can win the election against a state, against a sitting president, is if there's a euphoria. Tell me which euphoria. Hakuna euphoria inaanza. Kuna euphoria sijui wapi. Western lazima mwambiwe ati mtapoa 30%. Akienda Nyanza haongei mambo ya 30%. Akienda Northeastern haongei mambo ya 30%. Akienda Coast haongei mambo ya 30%. Kwani Western ndio nyinyi ndio mnapewa 30%? So hakuna euphoria, there's no euphoria. So thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Hope to see you again later today. It's always a pleasure. Kindly subscribe to Mutembei TV and also subscribe to my channel, Themba and Lulu Show. Siwezi kosa kuuza hiyo. Mlikuwa mnafunga kitambo, ndio niuze wapi jamani hata nyinyi? Ama namna gani Mato? Mato.
Si unajua sisi already tunauzanga hiyo chama hiyo show, tuko huko ndani na you do a good job with your daughter every day. You educate a lot of people. I watch it and tuko subscribe na tunauza.
Sawa, kama mjaona Julia na mjaona Makiadi na mjaona Mato, show bado haijaisha. Kama hujaona Julia, hujaona Makiadi na hujaona Mato kwa show, jua show haijaisha.
Kasuti ameingia leo. Kasuti leo to welcome Kasuti to the closing.
Karibu to the closing club. Sasa kama hujaona na kama tujasoma constitution na tujaimba wimbo wa taifa, bado show haijaisha. So show hivyo ndio inaishanga. Ati Hustler Nation ni euphoria. Hakuna euphoria. Ana Mairura huko. Ati Hustler Nation ni euphoria. Wapi? See you guys. Yes sir.
Kesho lazima Kasuti ya kuapa closing, na Kasuti kama ujui andika wimbo wa taifa.
Okay. Good night guys. See you. God bless you.